All right, we're off to a good start. Good evening, everybody. We already had technical difficulties. We haven't even got started yet. If you're watching this later on, I'm Arend. This is Anneesa. And you're watching Countryside Acres live. We go live every Sunday. Usually.
Possibly.
Almost every Sunday. With a few rare exceptions. And if you're interested in a more in-depth chat with us, that is available on our Boosty channel under Countryside Acres in Russia. YouTube keeps stopping. I don't know, it's still working right now. Nope, there it goes again. Bachi Moo. Bachi. Tech.
You know how it is.
See how long it lasts this time.
Hello? Did it work?
Hello? I think it's working.
Okay, but don't push that button with your
I will try not to. All right. That's pretty much par for the course. We have technical difficulties every week because we are not technologically challenged. Very challenged. It's a wonder that we even have a YouTube channel.
Are you okay?
Yeah. We're having some difficulties. I think we got it all sorted out now, hopefully. As I was saying, if you're interested in a more one-on-one chat, we do that on Boosty. The second Sunday of every month is a Boosty chat. So go on, check us out there, Countryside Acres in Russia. Also, all of our videos are being translated, and I don't think we're up to date yet, but we're working on it.
Close. We're getting
close to up to date.
Every
day. So they're having professionally, proper Russian subtitles underneath. We have noticed that both Yandex and Google do a horrible job translating. All right, let's get into her. What do we got? Oh, Valentina, cordial greetings from Tumen. Thank you very much. Derek Nelson, I agree. Peter, God oversees this family. They are blessed indeed.
Thank you very much.
We feel blessed. We really do. Not material-wise. Well, yeah, that too. Absolutely. But I mean, that's not why. I just feel blessed anyway. To live the life that we live, it's to have the family we have, to have the health that we have. Things can always be much worse. Mm-hmm. Everyone, hit the like as soon as you join. Let's push the channel. Thank you, Radmila. Canada, I respect Countryside Acres for seeking a better life for their family, but Russia is a bit of a clown fest when it comes to international relations. Boy, that could be a long discussion. I would be interested in why you think that, Canada, because I think international relations from Russia makes a lot more sense, common sense, than it does from other nations. Other nations say one thing and do another. I find Russia to be very consistent. I find the Russian foreign affairs, international relations, to be very common sense. So I'd be interested in that. Edith, good evening from the Netherlands. I'm always looking forward to seeing you in the live. Thank you very much, Edith. Again, here, Canada. Russia is essentially like North Korea at this point, so it's interesting to see what it's like on the inside. It's an absolutely ridiculous comment. It's nothing like North Korea. Well, I've never been to North Korea, but from what I understand of North Korea, it's a pretty bad place. Russia is not a bad place. It's totally free. It is not under some kind of persecution. We were fed a lot of nonsense when we lived in the West and told, all the religious persecution, yada, yada, yada. That's totally not true. We know a lot of people from different denominations within Russia that are not persecuted in any way. People are free. People are happy. People are prosperous. People are doing well. Actually, something we were talking about discussing is the vehicles. We see vehicles driving around, and every now and again we will look on Vito or other sites to see what a vehicle like that costs. And I'm blown away how much vehicles cost. Yeah. And people buy them, and people are driving them. So obviously they can afford that, which again goes against Western thoughts that Russia is so poor and the people are just starving and hungry, and it's just nonsense. It's a beautiful country. The Tinker's Wife, hello from Northwest Oregon. Hello to you as well. Patty, right?
Yeah, how did your move go, Patty?
How did your move go, Patty? I didn't watch it, but I was told you put a video out on your channel about your move. Hello to everyone from Neftyugansk. I have no idea where that is. Sounds nifty. Karen, hello from North Carolina. Hello, Derek. Dan on Wild Siberia was experiencing lag as well. I'm not sure how he solved it. Well, I think it's better now. I hope. I'm not sure.
Hmm?
Dan, he's I think he's a former Marine.
Okay.
I'm not 100% sure, but he's in Siberia.
Alright.
Hello from Luoyang, China. Very interesting. Michal, greetings from Moscow. Lucine, hello everyone. Good evening, everyone. Katarina, lots of hearts. Edith, beautiful family photo. Thank you very much. It's working. Yay!
Yeah, everybody can still hear us. The odd person said it didn't work, so.
Try to visit Church of Russian. Oh yeah, that's one place I really wanted to go. We are coming back
To Moscow.
to Moscow. Yes. Andre, all the best. I think I saw a video about the whole family trip on TV and YouTube recommendations, but I didn't find it in the channel. Maybe I'm wrong.
It might
In
be.
short, it was there. It's no longer there. We took it down. It'll hopefully go back up eventually, but right now it needed to come down. Lada, hello, wonderful family. Derek Nelson, hello, it's better. Yay. Maxime, it works okay, guys. Max, stop touching the phone. Will do. Well, it kept crashing, actually.
Yeah, it kept stopping and stopping and stopping
Yeah,
and stopping.
I think I figured it out now. It's working. Bird of Happiness, greetings, Arend and Anna. Damon, hello, good evening. You remember the comment about wire closed jars? I tried many times to post where you can buy it, but YouTube didn't let me post it. Just type it in Russian, wire closed jars. What is a wire closed jar?
I think it's that jar, that clave. I can't remember what it's called.
Autoclave?
Yeah.
That's not a jar, that's a pressure cooker thing, isn't it?
Yeah, but that stuff on top, the lids. I think that's what she's referring to.
Oh,
That's
the
a
ones that you roll
translation
on,
from-
maybe.
That's
Maybe.
a translation.
Yanni's Nile. Fishing with Ain. Whoops, lost it. Sorry. Maria, hello from Perm. Max, greetings from Nizhny Novgorod. It's funny, we went to a hockey game February?
Only once with the children.
Once, yeah, in the hockey game. It was Nizhny Novgorod. Anyway, my little guy, how old is he now? 2?
3.
3?
Yeah.
3, I think? Yeah, time flies. Anyway, Finley was in the car behind me this morning, today when we were driving, and I hear him saying that, Nizhny Novgorod. Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
Igor, good evening. How are you doing with the change in the Russian language? At what level are you? What do you mean with the change in Russian
Again,
language?
I think it's just a translation.
Translations are horrendous. We're learning slowly. As we've said before, we're going to focus on house building first, get this house going. It's better to live in a house without knowing Russian language than to live on the street and know the Russian language. So priority number 1 is to have shelter, heat, and be able to feed ourselves. And once winter rolls around, we'll be in here. We should have lots of time to study, and then I hope to catch up. Now, some of the children are much farther
I have a
excelled.
translator.
Their tutors are doing very well teaching them.
Yeah, Cora is like.
Yeah, Cora's
she's
doing
really
really well.
good.
Now, if you
She's
put her
one-
on the spot, she gets kind of
She gets nervous. I find a lot
This
of
light
people,
is really bright
I
today.
find a lot of people are like, "Oh, speak
Yeah, it's better.
in Russian,
Eyeballs are
speak
hurting.
in Russian, speak in Russian." And she's like, "Well, just to speak Russian seems kind of weird. Like, talk to me in Russian, and I'll talk back to you."
Yeah.
Right? So it's like I used to say to you, "Speak Dutch," and you're like, "I'm just gonna randomly start talking in Dutch to you."
Yep,
Like,
always seemed like a strange idea.
yeah.
Yerdy, hello from 7 kilometers towards the east from you. That sounds like a ways away.
700,
700. What did I say?
70.
No, 70 wouldn't be very far, would it? Igor, not sure. Alexei, why are there no Russian subtitles? The subtitles do not show up on lives until they're posted as a video. So when we're done here, then YouTube will process the live and it will officially go up with subtitles. The root of, lost that one. Root of goodness. This is an online broadcast. Ah, yes. Academy SEO Marketing. Yandex, watch with translation how the stream ends. Maverick, how was your trip to Moscow? Short. Very short. Lansing, if I was 20 years younger, I'd be packing my bags to move from Canada to Russia. That's an interesting point. A lot of people have brought up age, and they feel they're too old to move. I don't fully understand why. A lot of people, as in their older age, move to other countries.
I find that this country appreciates older people.
Yes.
Right? Like I've noticed too, there's been immigrants that of all ages, right? But I was surprised. There was a gentleman that we just met briefly the other day. He brought his mom, and I was kind of concerned about that too. Like, how does that work? I moved to this country, and what if my parents are ailing and they need me? How would this country, how that would be handled? And this gentleman, he wanted to move here, and his mother is old and frail, and
Like 90.
yeah, and they welcomed her too. It's, of course, it's his duty to take care of his mother. And I was like, wow, that really shows the character of the government, of the country, of the people, that you're not going to leave his mother behind, even though she doesn't have much to offer to the country. She still needs her son. She still is.
We've noticed that a few times. They don't shove old people to
yeah.
the side.
Yeah.
They're not stuffed in some homes.
No,
Well, they might be
I think
too,
it's
but
just, yeah.
a lot of the elderly people are just in amongst society being looked after by the family, which is how it should be.
Yeah, and even strangers are looking after elderly women that aren't even their family, right?
Yeah.
I've seen that a few times too. I just think it's, shows really the character of the people.
Absolutely. Now, I'm assuming you're not that old, but I mean, I've heard of lots of people, expats, that move to Florida 6 months of the year. How's that different? I don't know where you're coming from, but a lot of Canadians move down to Florida for 6 months, so I don't really see how moving is an issue as long as you have something to support yourself. If you have a pension back home, it's going to stretch way farther here. Like groceries are a fifth of the price. I literally bought a loaf of bread this week for 25 cents Canadian. That's just probably like 15 or 20 cents American, I'm guessing. I don't know. 25 cents Canadian. I bought a loaf of bread.
Yeah.
I mentioned it to my mother-in-law. She's like, "Oh, you should buy 100 of them." And then she went back, "That would only be $24." Like, yeah, it's insane. To give you an idea, a loaf of bread in Canada would be about $4.
We
bought one for
spending
25
closer to
cents.
6 something when we left.
Yeah, well, it was a shorter loaf. It wasn't as tall as maybe what we would have bought, but still, I think we would have spent at least $4.
Well, and then the gluten-free bread, it was almost $12.
Oh, that's even more. Yeah, for sure. Alexander, hello from Serbia. How is your weather there? Is it colder now? It's cool enough. Not snow yet. I think last night, did you say it was going to be 5 degrees?
Tonight, I think it's going to be down.
Anyway, yeah, it's noticeably cooler for sure. At night, like during the day is nice. Sun comes up. It's a nice day. Looks like we have a super chat. Yuri Bobisha. A 5. I can never remember that one. That's not euros. That's pounds, eh?
I'm not sure.
Super chat. Thank you very much, Yuri. I think it's pounds.
I don't know. We're terrible.
I don't know.
We should study that.
You know what? It's not about the money. It's about the thought, and we appreciate it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Ria Hino Anneesa, thank you for your video on the blanks. With pleasure, I will wait for more.
Thank you.
I've been trying to encourage her to do more of that. She feeds this family, clothes this family, does a lot of job to work after, a lot of work to look after us.
I don't like to do.
You don't like video?
Well, I just look at it as it's a duty that needs to be done. Why should I tell the world about it?
So is building out.
I know, but you're more interesting than me.
I don't mind watching it.
You know, when I did that video, I think my biggest thing was I hate being watched when I'm trying to make a video. So Ainsley and I actually did that video together while the other kids were at the store. She videotaped, and then we worked together. And I was like, so maybe we'll do it again because she did a good job. And yeah, it worked out.
I think it was good. You got lots more to offer. Walter, you and your family are living a dream of mine. Hello from Jacksonville, Florida. Well, Walter, there is plenty of room in this country. I think more people would come. LDSK, I would love to come over, but I don't think I would find a job without speaking the language.
You might be surprised.
Depends on what kind of job you're looking for, really. Yeah. And if you're keen to learn. Yeah. Wayne, could you please get Anneesa to speak loudly? No. I've tried that for many years. She tells me I'm hard of hearing. So. Yeah. Mallory, there is an American family from Texas living outside Moscow who needs help. I'm assuming that's probably, I don't know who. Outside Moscow. Probably the Hares. Yeah?
I'm not sure.
We don't know a lot about that. I've seen a few messages today that they're having some issues. Something about being robbed. I can only suggest that they contact the police, I guess. They did contact you about accommodations.
She did.
Yeah. And we did reach out to them for that. You gave them some contacts in their area for some churches that they could contact for housing. That was a couple weeks
I
ago.
don't know. There wasn't. She didn't really explain much, but I just told her if she needed help, she could contact this particular church. So.
Mm-hmm. For housing.
Yeah, or something. I don't know what she needed. She didn't really explain.
Mm.
So hopefully everything turns out for them or works out for them.
Ice Candor M. It's time to plant fruit trees. We were looking at some yesterday. We bought some other trees. Videos coming up.
Yeah.
No
I
spoilers.
would like to. So I would like to. Maybe you should go back in tomorrow.
Buy some fruit trees. It's insanely cheap. I couldn't believe it. Like these trees were 5 feet tall.
Yes.
Probably.
Yeah.
And they worked out to $13 Canadian
mm-hmm.
for one tree,
yeah,
apple trees.
I think they would be probably 120 Canadian, or used to be when we were.
Or more, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, very, very nice looking trees. Now, when you go in tomorrow to get them, they'll be $100.
yeah, I hope not. No, I worry they won't have enough time right now to establish their roots, though. You think?
I have no idea.
We have a couple.
I mean, if you keep them in the soil they're in.
Yeah, you have to tickle the roots when you plant them, though. But I just worry that they might not have enough time before the hard cold.
Yeah.
You know?
But what are they going to do with them? If they leave them in the pots they're in now, they're going to survive all winter too, or
they might put them in somewhere.
Mm-hmm, I see.
Like in a greenhouse.
Yeah. Lana, only those people who do not know languages say speak Russian. We do not pay attention to such people.
The people that want you.
That want you to speak? Only those who do not know languages say
Yeah, they don't
Russian.
speak more than one language. They want you to speak Russian, but they don't understand how hard it is to speak a different language.
This is probably the comment you were talking about earlier with Cora.
We were talking about language, yeah. Maybe.
Ron, good morning somewhere in the world.
Hi.
Yeah. Wayne, louder. Maybe turn it up on your end.
Maybe I need a microphone.
Maybe.
I'm quiet.
RPF, hi from Manitoba. Are there any bison farms in Russia? Very good question.
That's a good question. I know years ago we've seen
they were importing.
They were importing bison? No.
Well, yaks, but I'm pretty sure I've seen one on
bison
bison as well. They were reintroducing the plains bison.
Right, yes.
Because they used to roam the European plains too.
Right.
So I don't know if they are, I don't know if there's any independent bison farms.
I don't know. No.
Not sure.
I have never seen like the meat option anywhere that we've eaten. Or
Yeah, good question.
might have to look into that.
Nope, it's euros. I was wrong.
Yeah, that's
Euros.
dumb. You should have known that.
I think the pounds, is that an
That's
F?
the other one, the L-looking thing, no?
I don't know.
We'll learn it by the end of this.
Novgorod 2020. What are your advice for a married couple? We get into heated arguments because of economics, and it's really tough.
ATM.
ATM, we have 4 kids. What's ATM? Not sure. We have 4 kids, but we also have a company to start up. Advice. My wife is liberal. Ooh, that's a tough one. I actually know somebody that has a liberal wife too. It's an extreme challenge for him in the home.
My advice would be is try to love unconditionally, regardless, and don't try to change them. Change yourself.
I just lost the comment completely. I don't know where it went. Oh, there it is.
That was the end of it.
Yeah, you can't change somebody. You can only change yourself, work on yourself. Best married advice probably is fix you. Don't fix the other person.
Yeah, like love them unconditionally. Doesn't matter, just love them.
If I try to change her, even if there's something wrong with her, it won't go over well.
No.
All I can do is fulfill my job, be the best that I can be, love her unconditionally the best that I can possibly do. And I have found if I actually practice that anytime, if she is in the wrong, rather than pointing that out, just do the best that I can do, she'll come around.
And vice versa.
And vice versa.
Yeah. No, and I
never do any wrong, so it doesn't, it only goes one way.
No, but I feel like our times when we are having the hardest times is when we are trying to fix each other. When we are trying to fix each other, that's when I feel like we have the hardest times in our relationship. It's
it doesn't go well.
If I'm pointing out all your faults and all your things.
Which never happened. No, but if I'm wrong, but I don't think that I'm wrong, what is her telling me I'm wrong going to help? It's just going to make me angry.
That's true. And never correct him in front of your children. Or her.
Or vice versa.
Or versa. Yeah. Or her. If I'm not. Is it a he or she or?
Vice for married couple.
Didn't say.
Wife is liberal, yes. It's a he.
So
and they got
don't
4
correct
kids.
her in front of your children. That's the worst thing you can do.
Always build up your wife.
Yeah.
Always build up your husband in front of the kids. Even if she's wrong, I will not correct her in front of the kids.
Yeah, and vice versa. Yeah.
Because the kids need to know that you are united.
Mm-hmm.
Very important.
And a lot of times what I find that when you think of something that you want to correct them about later on when the kids are around, you forget about it. And then you don't need to correct them. Mm-hmm. And then, life went on and you didn't have to have that disagreement.
As far as economics, yeah, that's a tough one. I tell a lot of people,
we weren't always on the same page with economics either.
We've pretty well always been on the same page on everything.
Well, yes.
You just never understood economics, really. You never thought about it. You just didn't spend a lot of time thinking about it.
I understood it. I just didn't like it.
Yeah, but you didn't spend a lot of time thinking about it. Like, it's not...
Yes, that's not my role, I guess.
Yeah. But I find even people like talking about Canada's demise, if you live in the here and now, you won't see it. But if you can gently explain, hey, you remember when we were kids and you could do this or you could do that or whatever, and then help people to think back longer than just yesterday, and then it paints a pretty clear picture of how things have just declined so terribly. And economics, same thing. I mean, look how much money it used to take to buy something and look at it today. But it should never lead to an argument. I don't know if this is helping you or not. Who knows? Igor, I would like to play hockey with the team from Canada. Well, that would be exciting hockey. I'd love to see some Russian-Canadian hockey.
There is Canadian players on the team, too.
There is, yeah. Hockey started again. I noticed it the other day. Mm-hmm. So we'll have to catch a game. Nizhny Novgorod's playing again. Mm-hmm. Oh, come on. We looked this one up before. What's NOK? Norwegian? NOK. I don't have my phone. I'm using it. You have to look it up. Anyway, Natalie, thank you very much. She sent us NOK 50. What's an NOK?
I'm sure they'll tell you in a minute.
Well, you just Google it, couldn't you?
I'm busy.
Oh, no, I don't know. Thank you very much. We really appreciate it. Super chat. Another super chat. Amanda, welcome to Fox. Thank you, Amanda, joining our memberships. Those are available here as well.
Yes, I'm sorry, though. I don't do much there.
I missed one here somewhere. There it is.
I sometimes put up videos before everybody else. That's a bonus. But honestly, I have to say I forget about you guys sometimes. I'm sorry.
Here's another one. Cryptic sent a super chat. A Y500. What's a Y? There's so many things I don't know. I'm sorry. It is appreciated, no matter how large or small it is. I haven't got a clue, but I appreciate it. Did you have interaction with other religious immigrants? Not necessarily. Most would be Christian, I guess. How hospitable do you think Nizhny is for a variety of beliefs? Very. I can't see any intolerance towards any religious.
That was all Uzbeks and.
Which store?
One of the bars that we've shopped at.
Oh, the workers and stuff. Yeah, they're all immigrants. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I don't personally. I haven't seen any intolerance of any kind here. I find that it's a very wide, diverse city. There's a lot of different people.
Everybody intermingles with
I would say predominantly is Russian Orthodox here, but if there's Christianity all over the place. There's also lots of Muslims. I'm just going to assume Hindus and Buddhists as well. I don't actually know that for certainty, but I don't see any real discrimination. So I think there's definitely a wide variety.
I think if you got morals, you're welcome.
Yeah, underneath that, Max says Russia is absolutely religiously tolerant as long as you don't act as a moron and force your belief on others.
There you go.
Exactly.
Yep, sums it up.
Right? Some people do, and if you get pushy, then you have to expect some people are going to push back, and it doesn't matter what stance, not even religious, anything.
Yeah, just have some moral values.
Just be some decency.
Self-respect.
Farmer Zone, Russia's got like a bazillion religions. I don't know if there's quite that many, but yes, and ethnic groups. Yeah, it's a very diverse country. Dennis Friesian, Super Chat, €5. Privyet from Germany, near Netherlands. Thank you very much, Dennis. Very appreciated. All right, where was we? Awards. Guys, I want to tell you one thing that works well on YouTube. This is if you set yourself a goal for donations. For example, the roof is $10,000. I've been told that before. We don't like doing that. I don't really like asking or anything. I know it's maybe bad, but I mean, if you guys feel the need to give us something, great. I've been told that before. We want to start buying cattle soon. That we should, put up a page and people can donate and buy cows or name them or whatever. I hate doing that. I guess. I don't know. I don't like begging.
Right.
There's always somebody that needs it worse than we do. If you feel like you would like to help us and give, awesome. If not, awesome. It's really up to you.
We appreciate the gesture too.
100%. Yeah. Everything that does get given to us obviously is a huge blessing and a huge gift to us. And we plan on pouring that back into the farm. And that farm, optimally, if everything goes well, is going to be giving back to society as well.
Mm-hmm.
Through creating good food and creating lots of jobs. Yuri sent you euros. Thank you. All right, scroll down a little bit here. Walter, I am super impressed by the home build and the way your kids tackle tasks. I am a concrete contractor here in Florida and wish so many more kids had the desire to put their hands to work. It's all in how you train them, I guess. And so a lot of people don't like the fact that we homeschool, and yet these children wouldn't learn these things if they didn't homeschool. Right. It's all part of an education. It's not. It's something the school couldn't teach us.
Comes back to everything. Every moment is a teachable moment.
Yeah.
Right.
So they not only learn their reading and writing and their math and their history and their language studies, their religious studies, they also learn to physically work and provide for themselves, which to me is super important. What good is an educated child that has no way of feeding his wife or kids? Mm-hmm. Like, I think people need to know how to do stuff, and even stuff like cooking. How many children can't cook a meal? Like, a lot. Like, I know people who are like 20 years old are going to move out and they've never cooked before because mom always did that. And I think that you failed them. Mm-hmm. You should teach them how to cook food.
Yeah.
How to look after themselves.
Well, even like at certain levels, children should know how to zip up their coat and dress themselves. And
that's basics.
Yeah, basics at younger age. But it carries on as they get older and they do different things in life, right? You have to think about that. If they never learn to ride a bike, right? Yep. And then one day you throw them on a bike, right? And you expect them to ride that bike. Well, what do you think is going to happen? They're going to fall, of course, right? So it's the same thing with everything in life. If you want them to feed themselves or do anything, you have to teach them in everything.
Yep.
What would you like?
Cereal?
Yes.
Cereals for breakfast.
He's trying to write a note and trying to be discreet, but it's like he's trying to write on a cardboard piece.
Sure.
Not all the whole bag.
Lubov. What do you think? Can we see in Moscow your production from farm? I mean, meat and chicken. It will be possible to buy and deliver here. I can't say it for certainty, yes, but that is the plan. Yes, I hope that we will be able to offer boxed products. Obviously, we can't run one steak to Moscow. It's a long drive. But I'm kind of envisioning maybe a weekly trip or maybe a bi-weekly. So once every week or once every 2 weeks, we make a trip. And it would have to be somewhere where people can meet us. Obviously, we can't go door to door. Mm-hmm. Moscow's huge. But if there's like maybe 1 or 2 locations where we could meet and we're there for an hour, you come pick up your box of stuff. Drop in the comments if that's something that's interesting to people or not. Then that's definitely something we would like to do.
We have so many ideas. We just need people to help us implement them.
It is a challenge, obviously not knowing the language very well, but there's also different bureaucratic hurdles and things that we're just not aware of yet that all need to be sorted out. So far I think things are moving along pretty good. Mm-hmm. There's some stuff that we wish would go way faster, and it's like, why does this have to take so long? And then there's other stuff that goes really fast. And we're like, hey, that's amazing. So we're going to keep working through it. We're going to have to hire more people to assist us, help us grow the business. From the social media side, we're going to be looking for somebody else to help, but also from just the practical, figuring out regulations, figuring out, just logistics, basically, on how it's going to work. We do have someone pegged already for a position of driving a grocery truck. That would be more locally, but also, I think, going to Moscow and other areas. It's all stuff we're working on. Right now, we don't have any animals. We ain't got no food growing other than for ourselves. So it's just all for next year. But definitely, we're looking into options and feedback from you guys. What would you like to see? What would customers like to have on the menu? What would you like as far as logistics or where we go? ideas are always we're always
The
open.
more feedback, the better.
The ultimate goal is to provide
Doesn't mean
good
we're
food.
gonna answer or do all the.
No, we might not
things,
be able
but-
to do them all, but the ultimate goal is to provide good food for good people, to build community, and to create jobs. Dimitri, you are the best. It's time to forget about Canada. You are Russians and you are ours. God is with us and we love you. Good luck in everything, our dear friends. Thank you very much,
Thank you
Dimitri.
very much.
Appreciate it. Larissa, someone, they have normal. The translation will be after the hour at the end.
Oh, yes, she's just telling other
Okay.
people.
LDSK, mechanical engineering, communications is rather important. Regardless, I really enjoy all your videos. Yeah, my brother's a mechanical engineer. Was actually, well, he still is, but he switched. He decided to get into sales now after I don't know how many years of mechanical engineering. Got bored, I guess. A lot of that's design work. So yes, some language is important, but I mean, a lot of it's just in the designs itself. So once you know what you're supposed to be designing and engineering, you might be able to get by with some basics in language. I would recommend you get in touch with our lawyer. Check out his website, movingtorussia.ru, and he may be able to. He now works in Nizhny Novgorod. They've got a new agency here. The governor in Nizhny is very proactive and doing an amazing job as far as trying to attract immigrants. And so through that, they have an agency set up, and that agency, I believe, is also going to try to help people to line them up with positions and jobs. So there may be a company here that's looking for someone with your skill set, and maybe they have some English options, right? Maybe they can work with you for a while, translations. I don't know. I mean, all you can do is check with them, right? So get in touch with Timur, movingtorussia.ru. I send a lot of people over there, and some people come back a week later and say, hey, I haven't heard nothing from him. Timur is swamped busy, too busy for my liking, because he's a good friend of ours, and I need his advice regularly, and I have to wait. So you'll have to wait probably for a while, but don't give up.
Joke, keep poking.
Yeah, keep poking the bear. So anyway, just be patient and just keep trying. Never hurts to send another email. There you go. What do we got up here? Tim, another super chat from Tim, 10 euros. Which plant are you going to sow first? Grass. I bought some grass seed today. I got a project that's coming up in a video here shortly, and I brought some grass seed for it. So that'll be the first thing we sow. No, that's not true. You already planted a garden.
Yes.
Yeah, there you go. What'd you put in first?
Beans.
Beans?
Beans, and more beans.
Green beans. That's the first thing that was sowed. But in all seriousness, we'll be mostly a pasture-based operation. We really believe that the best quality meat you can grow is by feeding it grass, not grain. We will be growing grain. We also would like to play with ancient grains, older grains, and that's mainly because Anneesa has celiacs. So she has a reaction to gluten in modern wheat. And
with higher doses.
yeah, older grains had lower dosage of gluten in them naturally. And so we have been experimenting with that. That's probably a video coming up as well sometime. A company that we've been working with. And we will probably be growing some of that grain as well. And then milling it. I'm hoping that we can sell flour. Good quality. Again, it's all about good food, good people. So thank you very much for your super chat. Amanda, a $20 super chat from Amanda. I have thoroughly enjoyed your channel and I love the canning episode. I'm currently 245 days into learning Russian. It's been an interesting journey. Wow, congratulations.
Wow,
good for you.
Yes.
Keep it up. What are you using? Duolingo, or like do you have a tutor, or good for you?
Thank you for that.
Yes, thank you very much. Critic.
Did we figure out what that was?
No, I still don't know what the Y is. I was thinking maybe yen. I have no idea. I don't know. And I need your phone to look it up, but you're using it.
No, I'm.
Somebody tells me what the Y is with the two lines, sir. In any case, it's 1,000 Y. Bringing up a home, not just a house, as a building, in months by yourself is what every man/woman feels envious, jealous about you guys. You inspire us. Hope to see your Christmas 2024 videos. They'll be from the home.
Thank you.
Thank you very much. I think building a home, anybody can do. Sometimes we just need a bit of help, but there's a lot of stuff out there. A lot of information out there.
You know what I thought the other day?
What's that?
There's a lot of people build a house and then they break up.
Well, we've built multiple houses.
I know,
so it's
but I
never
just
happened.
find that a lot, you hear about this in the West, right? In the Western culture, is that like the husband tries to build
That's
this
'cause they're fighting.
beautiful home for his wife, and then they break up.
Mm.
And it's like, we've built homes and renovated our whole life.
Is he about to eat parasites? Like worms, doesn't it?
That's so gross.
No, it's not though. Okay, so this is probably one of my new favorite Russian foods. I'm not sure if it's distinctly Russian, but I have never seen it in
had it in
any
Georgia.
other country. No,
Georgia?
no.
Oh, I thought that's what
I ate a
said.
lot of cheese in Georgia. Georgia, that's one of like the only foods they have is cheese. Everything has cheese in it in Georgia. And they have a lot of dairy. But this is smoked cheese. It's stringy. They smoke it somehow and salt it, and it is absolutely delicious. I love it. The first time somebody gave it to me, I was like, "What is that?" I mean, it looks like parasites, isn't it?
Oh, yeah, you had it at the market.
What market?
Outside the asylum. That's where you ate it the first time.
Here.
Mhm.
In Russia.
Yeah,
Yeah.
my correction.
I'm just, it's so good. So sorry, I'm going to be eating now. If that disgusts you, you just have to turn your head.
I don't.
Mm-mm-mm.
I don't really like it.
No, I can't talk. Isn't that amazing?
That doesn't happen very often.
Where were we? I don't know. We'll go back down here.
I always joke that I was surprised he doesn't talk in his sleep.
Why is Japanese yen? So I had yen, but for some reason I was thinking yen was Chinese.
Right.
What do they have? I'm having total brain fart here. I should know all this stuff. Chinese use that. What if they had a yen too? I don't know. Diggy wink. There is squash called zucchini. That's not zucchini, is it? Spelled wrong. Is it? Zucchini rampicant. That is unusual, yummy, and hearty as well as prolific. I think it would do well there. It looks like a swan. Sounds good. Master yen. Max, why is a Japanese yen Arton? Amanda Flowers. Oh, congratulations. Natalie, the ballerina farm in the USA, they pack and send their meat and other produce around the world.
Wow.
Perhaps you can do the same. Wow. How do
I
you do
don't
that?
think you can do that to Russia because we're still waiting for a package from Canada.
Yeah, if there was any meat in there, it would be long rotten, but
It would be long done.
shipping's a bit of a pain, yeah. Amanda, mostly Duolingo and various channels with Russian teachers, speakers. Oh, that's awesome. Good for you. Very good. Keep up the good work. That's all I can say. Alexander, soon the temperature will drop to 0. I hope you have something for heating. Winter comes unexpectedly in Russia. Yes, we do. Yeah, we're so far the house is very nice.
Well, that we have to travel back and forth.
Yeah, we'll travel back. Jamie, do you have an update on when you will get electricity hooked up? Well, yeah, soon. We, I think in the next couple of weeks, we'll be getting hooked up. Sounds like we're planning out now. They'll only bring it to the edge of the property. Originally, we were told that there's power lines, government lines, whoever owns them, running through our field. And we were told we'd be hooking up to those. Now it sounds like we'll be hooking up at the town. Doesn't really matter. It's roughly the same distance. We got to put the poles in and put the wire up ourselves, or hire someone from the edge of the property to the house, and they will be doing their part in the town, I think in the next couple of weeks if all goes well. So hopefully we'll be hooked up here in 2-3 weeks ish, which would be nice. AK Aaron, you are great at pronouncing Nizhny Novgorod. Well, thank you very much.
That's his.
I feel so blessed to live here too. I'm sorry, I know you're from many different places in Russia, but Nizhny Novgorod is beautiful. If you haven't come to visit yet, you should.
It is. It is absolutely. Yeah, I agree.
I'm eating cheese. Sorry.
Christmas lights. They do Christmas lights
Mm.
in Nizhny.
Anna, thank you for always being positive and optimistic.
Me? You're welcome.
You're a pessimist. I'm the optimist. We balance
No,
each other
we
out.
do.
Sometimes I'm a little excessively, well, not excessively, but I'm a little overly optimistic sometimes. And she tends to be a bit more on the pessimistic side. And so the balance is
I say it's realist.
realist.
I'm
Maybe.
realistic. A little bit more realistic.
Pessimistic.
Realistic.
Combined, we've become realist.
Yeah.
Maybe. Yeah? That makes you a pessimist.
I think I'm realist.
There's room for both, and I think it's the balance that's nice. I think. I appreciate it. I know some people that are overly optimistic and they get themselves into trouble because they're only thinking optimism. But I know some pessimistic people that never get anything done because they always worry if everything's going to go wrong, so they don't bother
I
doing
do worry
anything.
a lot. I worry a lot.
And so it's a nice balance in between. I'm usually chomping at the bit, ready to get something done, and she's more cautious. And so it happens somewhere in the middle. And it's working. Life's working out pretty good. Sergey, best way to learn a language is to practice it a lot. I've learned English this way. At least I try to keep up. So just try to talk to your neighbors daily or find someone who speaks English and Russian. Good idea. Neon Nights. The channel is called Chantal Hair. Marsha, I just looked that up. I don't see that video anymore. Interesting. Not sure. C. Dot. Hello, Canada love. Hello.
Nice.
Wayne McLaughlin, Aaron, will you be bringing the family into Nizhny Novgorod in December to see the Christmas lights on display? Please do a video on it.
Well, yes. If they have lights.
Oh, we got here in January. That's why we didn't see it, I guess, because I didn't see much for lights. Oh, yeah, we do. Yes, on the walking strip, it was all lit up.
I like to see lights. They have lights. I'm going to go see lights. I like lights.
We love lights. And yeah, we'll be in Nizhny Novgorod, of course, because we live there. So we will be, we'll be around. We're not doing any videos over there. Well, have we? Yeah, a little bit, I guess. Primarily just, shopping and then come back to the farm now, right? So, But before we had the farm, obviously our videos were kind of based there because we had nothing else to do, so we go shopping. Wayne, Aaron, will you be... Oh, we're just with that. Vlad, they are real. I met them today at Lemana Pro when they chose a paint.
Ah, hi.
There you go. Was that you that helped us, Vlad? That was Vlad.
That was you with the paint?
Hey, you're giving away your secrets. No spoilers. We haven't told anybody we're painting.
We are real.
We are real, yeah.
Poke. You're real.
Michal, hi guys. I saw a video of your family trip to Moscow. Was there an issue with the video? I don't think so, but somebody did, so we'll leave it at that. Roma, greetings to everyone who's changing the world for the better. Amen. Alexander, God bless your family from Siberia. Wasn't there a Feenster in here someplace, you said? I didn't see it.
It's way up there.
Whoever the Feenster is, if you're related. Hello. Alex, do you use building technology that you used in Canada, or were considering some solutions from Russian specialists? No, this is exactly how we would build in Canada. Obviously, some things are different. Electric is way different. I wouldn't have done it like this in Canada. Similar, but not like this. We just have different technology available that's not available here, and that's primarily because frame houses are not popular here. In some areas, some people are building a lot of frame houses, and maybe they have access to some technologies that are similar to in Canada, but definitely different. We came up with solutions that were similar, but with different products, if that makes any sense. But for the most part, yeah, this is a frame house like we would build in Canada. Very happy with it. It's very, very comfortable and warm. Like, it's cool outside right now, but still nice and warm in here. Natalie, what happened? That one, sarcasm. I'm so curious. Given the obvious ongoing situation, I've read that some agri-producers are switching gears to other industries. Will there be more opportunities for you guys to help compensate? Okay, so I don't fully understand the question, Chris. Right now, I'm just going to read between the lines and just hope I got it right. But right now in Russia, there's huge opportunities for, I think, everything. And that's, in my opinion, again, primarily because sanctions cut off the world from Russia. It didn't hurt Russia any, maybe momentarily, because we have to switch gears and find supplies from other areas. But I think it did the opposite. I think it hurt Europe and the West really bad because they have companies that have nowhere else to sell stuff, and they were dumping it in the Russian market, and now they can't. And so Russia now has the opportunity, and has taken the opportunity, and many businesses have here, to produce products at home, which is way better. For any country, you should be making stuff here and trying to find a way to eventually export your product. Then you start bringing money home and your economy takes off like a rocket. And that's all I see Russia doing for the next 15, 20 years. It's just taking off like a rocket. It's only going to keep getting better. As far as agriculture is concerned, same thing. You look at the European farmers were dumping their stuff into the market here, and now they can't. So there's opportunities in, well, I can't say every agricultural field, but a lot. There's lots of
I think there's
opportunities.
challenges though too, because there's not as many industries. Like in agriculture, there's not as much marketing. Like,
But again, in my opinion, I'm an optimist. That to me, that's an opportunity. So yeah, right now, maybe I'm going to make it up completely now. But if as a beef producer, maybe you used to be able to send your beef to Europe to get processed, and now you can't. Well, that creates an opportunity here. Somebody can now set up a processing plant. I don't know of any issues with the beef. I'm just using it as an example. Or maybe an apple producer used to send them across the border to get, make applesauce. Now that opportunity would be here. And in that same way, every one of these things, it's going to take time. It's a momentary hiccup, but in the long run, it's way better. And all I see is opportunities all over the place. And the Russian government is backing farmers. You see what's going on in Europe, where farmers are struggling, and while the farmers are struggling, governments are pushing them even harder. Right? You're already laying down. Now the government's got their foot on your face, smashing you into the ground. That's not going on here. Here they're helping them. Hey, what do you need? I've talked to the Ministry of Agriculture here in Nizhny Novgorod. They're helpful guys. The deputy minister, hey, what's going on? What does we need? They're constantly helping people. I've talked to other farmers that have meetings in there. I've never heard of that in Canada. Maybe it exists, but I've never heard of it. As far as I'm concerned, the government there never really cared what's going on with us.
No.
They're just politicians doing their thing, and here they seem to be actively involved. They make regular visits out to different farms and say, hey, what's going on? What do you guys need? What can help?
They actually love their country.
Yes.
Yeah.
They're working together for a common goal. So I only see opportunities. I don't know if I got your question there, Chris, but that's what I got out of it anyway. Dale Cobb, $10. Love the content. Would like to buy you a coffee. Thank you very much, Dale.
Thank you.
Appreciate that. Marsha, $20. Also enjoying your canning videos. Really want to learn that myself. Are your children involved in the canning process as well?
Yes.
100%. Normally,
100%.
we would all be.
Yes.
Depending on how busy we are at other stuff, of course.
Yes.
If I've got field work going on. So when we were in Canada, I did a lot of custom work for other people. And so if hay needs to be cut, I mean, I don't know, probably between 1,000 and 2,000 acres of land we looked after for ourselves and other people. And so if I'm busy with that, of course I'm busy. And the older kids who would help me out as well. Like Wesley spend the entire summer on a tractor mowing hay or baling hay. So obviously we would not be helping them. But otherwise, everybody
Yeah, the
helps.
girls would help me.
Yep.
Yep.
Even processing meat, if we butcher a cow or a pig or chickens, everybody helps out with that, from the little guys all the way up.
Yep. Yeah, and we would just give, like, the smaller children would have a butter knife instead. And
Instead of a real sharp one.
Yeah.
But again, every moment is a teachable moment. You need to include the family. I've seen a lot of families that put the kids away somewhere, or they send them to grandma's while they would process some food. And that's so silly. Why wouldn't you teach them?
yeah.
Why wouldn't you show them how to do it? And then as they get older, they become more and more proficient. Eventually, they'll run their own home.
Like our oldest two girls could can the food themselves. I know that.
Yeah, they could cook meal. I mean,
Yeah.
she should see some of the meals that my daughters can cook, right?
Yeah.
And have for many years. Even my sons.
Yeah,
they
the
cook
sons
too.
too, but
Yeah, we've always believed that, especially nowadays, men and women should know how to cook. So, yeah.
Yep.
Be involved. They missed one here too. Cryptic again. We got 1,000 yen. Remember when you had trouble getting money into Russia, media twisted it to a big disappointment story. Now you settled. What other obstacles you did encounter besides Moscow hotel horrors? There's always, I think language creates a lot of obstacles because you don't understand fully what's going on. And translators sometimes do a horrible job. They tell you half the story, and then you fill in the lines.
And I feel like in this country there's a lot of I don't find that they ask a lot of questions. They just go with the flow, and that's
Some
something
people
that
seem to,
you
yeah.
and you and I don't handle that well.
I like to know what's going on all the time.
And being that we're a large family, that's something that makes a large family easier to have a routine and stuff, and be able to know what's happening in advance, so you can inform the children. And I feel like a lot of times we don't get informed of things. It's like we're just supposed to know, and like with the cultural differences or we're kind of like, oh, that's not what I was expecting. Or they'll tell us something that's going on, and then all of a sudden we'll get there and we'll be like, oh, I wasn't expecting this at all. Like, we're totally surprised. So I think that's one of the obstacles. Everybody kind of just assumes that we know everything, and we have no idea.
Right.
So
That's because everybody else has, yeah.
yeah,
I think if you're coming here, you need to be prepared for misunderstandings.
yeah,
I don't find that anybody has deliberately
No.
tried to mislead us. I think people just don't say, like she said, they just don't say
They
the whole
don't
thing because
explain
they
it.
just assume you know.
yeah,
And then we're like, well, we have no idea. How are we supposed to know that? We come from another country, right? So,
yeah.
um,
So like they'll just
No real
assume
complaints,
that
so.
no, I don't. I just they just assume we know. We don't have a clue, and we're like, oh. So like that one video we did, we went to the piano theater. That was a good example. We thought we were actually going to a theater where children were deaf and they were going to act out in front of us, and we were all
where you sit in seats and watch
yeah,
the show.
and
That's
that
what we thought we
were
were going to
gonna
do.
watch the show at a theater because that's what.
If you haven't seen the video, go check it out. But it's
Yeah.
an amazing place where they help.
Amazing place.
They
But
help
we
deaf
had
children.
no idea what it was. So when we got there and they started touring us through this building, what it actually is, it's a school, a live-in school for deaf children. They go there during the week, and then they go home on weekends. But they're taught skills, how to like build things and how to
Absolutely beautiful.
Yeah.
It's still just, I would love to go
it
back
is.
there
It's a
sometime.
beautiful, beautiful facility. Anyway, but we had no idea, so they started touring us around, and we're like, okay, this is not what we thought it was at all.
Yeah, then, okay, well, maybe eventually they're going to bring us to the theater. or
Yeah.
something.
So then we went into this little area where we sat there on some seats, and then they started playing these different things with us, and we were like, all of our kids were like, "What is going on?"
Yeah,
right?
yeah,
but
yeah.
we had a blast, and I would love
Absolutely,
to
yeah.
go back. But that was a huge misunderstanding because we were like, "Oh," and then I brought gifts, so I just assumed it was like 6 or 7 children because that's all we were told.
That's what we were told, yeah.
There's a couple hundred in this in this building, so I was like, I didn't bring enough gifts. So it was quite interesting.
Yeah.
But we're starting to learn to just kind of go with
Even
it
this
and-
last media thing, the impression I got, it was just a news crew coming out, ask a few questions.
for a couple hours.
That's it. For 1 hour. That's what I was told.
Yeah,
Anyway.
and it's just
So prepare yourself for misunderstandings.
yeah,
But I don't think there's any deliberate ill will.
No.
I have found all the Russian people to be just amazing. Hearts of gold, very welcoming.
Very
just
loving, yeah.
very embracing, very, very, very
Yeah.
open.
so giving, like gifts, man. They just love to give gifts. I'm blown away.
Yeah.
When we were a little person, or I was a little child, I remember when we went somewhere and we had to eat, you would bring something. You would bring a little bouquet of flowers, or you would bring a little goodie basket, or a couple cookies that you made, or whatever. If you went to visit someone, you always took a gift. And then somewhere in our society, in the Western culture, it all stopped, right? People do it like at Christmas or a few of those occasions. But I feel like that hasn't stopped here. It's like if anybody comes to visit, they bring a gift. Doesn't matter. It's anything from a bag of apples to a zucchini. We do the zucchinis at this time of year too, but I just feel they're so giving, giving. Like the more the gifts, they're just so giving.
Yep.
Yeah.
Amazing. Jackie Gillespie. Hello from Scotland. It's a joy to watch you all. You're all such a beautiful family, and I wish you all a very happy, successful life in Russia. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Not sure if I'm saying that right. I think it's Jackie. How I pronounce it. Mackenzie Miller, I love how you do that. It's very smart.
No idea.
Thank you. I don't know what it is about.
Uh,
Not sure.
You're welcome.
Oleg, a family from Texas was very unlucky. Our scammers stole money from them. Call them and give them advice. Well, I'm assuming this is the same Texas family we were talking about a little while ago. I don't really have any advice to give them. I don't know what I would tell them if they stole their money. I would say go to the police and have the police deal with it, I guess. It's interesting. I had to call my bank back in Canada just a couple weeks ago. They have what do they call that? Fraud prevention or whatever at the bank. So I had to call them in to verify it was us. Blah 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 blah. But then I was talking about with the lady on the phone about how people get scammed and how you just got to be careful. I guess if it doesn't seem right, don't do it. I don't know this particular case. I have no idea how they get scammed, but it's sad that there's that many scammers out there that make a living trying to steal from people. It is very sad. And like I told that lady, and she agreed with me, the worst, in my opinion, is elderly people. Elderly people tend to be so trusting. And when scammers scam old people, it just drives me nuts. It's really bad. Those people have worked their whole lives and have a little bit of stuff, not a lot often, and they're just kind of living on a pension, and then they get scammed. That one really bothers me. It's not nice. People shouldn't do that. Thankfully, we have only met good people so far, and hopefully that'll continue on, and hopefully this Texas family will have the best for them as well. Anonymous stranger, Arend wanted the internal wiring, which is not common for the wooden houses. Not sure what that means
You were
either.
talking about wiring, and they do it differently here.
Basically, we have what we have. If you can see this box or not. We do have a hole here, if you can make that out. And what we ended up doing is getting a plastic box and inserting it in the wall. Is there one here or not? No plastic box. Anyway, you can look in the videos that we've done. In Canada, we would have a steel box there. So it's just slightly different, but I'm very happy with what the electricians did here. If I had a number or business contact with them, even I would post it because I think they did phenomenal work.
Yeah,
they're local here in Nizhny, and we're very happy with their work. Very professional. Now they've got the breaker panel set in, or yeah, I guess that's what we would call it. I don't know what it's called here, but the panel where all the breakers are in, and just very professional, very neat, straight, nice. Just good work. Really nice. RPF here, small farms are under attack from government. Does the Russian government offer more support for small farms?
I think so.
There isn't a lot of
Even if
small
there's
farms
like-
here. That's the
yeah.
thing. You got Dasha communities where somebody's got a half an acre and they class that as a farm, and you have huge corporate farms, like massive, 10,000 hectares. There is no real, well, I shouldn't say none, but there's not very much for small farms. What we're used to in
no,
Canada, and I don't know where you're from, doesn't say. But in Canada, we have a lot of farmers. I would say the bulk of them are between 1 and 400 acres. And then you have some larger ones as well. But
Yeah.
Western Canada probably would be bigger, but where we grew up in Southern Ontario, the farms were all 100 acres, which is about 40 hectares if you think in hectares. And that's kind of was a normal farm size. Your father still has a 40-hectare farm. My dad had an 80-hectare farm when I was a kid. So there was a lot of 200-acre farms as well, which is 80 hectares. That doesn't seem to exist here. Right, so we would be in that category. They are offering help. I mean, it's the same process everyone else has to go to. It's not like there's free money. You don't come to Russia expecting them to hand you a suitcase full of cash. It's not going to happen. You need to come here with hard work, dedication, a drive, just like anywhere else. All I'm telling you is that there, the American dream no longer seems to exist. It doesn't matter how hard you work. It doesn't seem like you can get ahead anymore. Here, I think you are rewarded for your hard work. If you're willing to put it all in, you're going to reap benefit. There is support available here that is not available in the West, but it's not like everybody gets it. You have to apply. You have to make a good business plan. You have to apply for it, and then hopefully you get it. We did have a fellow on the show. His name was Maxine. I forget his wife's name now. But they have a small goat farm where they make cheese. Vera, there you go. We visited them. It's on the channel here. A beautiful, nice family, nice little farm. It's not big. It's very, how many goats did they have? 20, 30?
Yeah, 20, 25.
Maybe. Nice little farm. They're making their own cheese. They're selling their own cheese. And they were accepted for a grant. They got a tractor and a baler. I don't know if they got anything else. But that was a real boost to them, obviously, in helping them get going. So, yes, there is help available here. But it's not automatic. It's not like everybody's going to get it. So. Where Mackenzie Miller, you might not know everything, but the fact that you all are so supportive and willing to share your experiences, it helps out so much. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Goat cheese is brilliant, or goat cheese brilliant. Alexander Hart. Tatiana, when will the TV show with your participation come out? No idea. And apparently,
might not even come out.
Apparently, we signed a document in Russian that doesn't allow us to share any details about it until it's out. So if they never put it out, then I guess we technically can never share, maybe? I don't know. I'm not sure how that works. Transfer will be tomorrow. That's the language. So yes, if you're just tuning in now and there is no Russian subtitles on your screen, when YouTube posts this live tomorrow, then there should be subtitles available. If you're not happy with those subtitles, they will be on Boosty as well. We are translating all of our videos, and I think the lives get done first. No? No? Oh.
Just the Boosty lives.
Ah, Boosty lives are. Okay, my bad. Are getting translated. Not these ones?
No.
Okay. Scrap that.
Hmm.
Edit that out. Anyway, it will be on otherwise. What I was talking about was Boosty. We do have a Boosty channel. We're once every second Sunday. We have a live dedicated strictly for the gold members on Boosty. There's not as many there. Much more likely we're going to get to all of your comments, all of your questions, and more of a one-on-one chat. If you're interested in that, check us out there. You can support us in that way as well. And also on Boosty, is that available for everyone, the language translations?
No, only bronze and up.
Bronze and up can see all of our videos with translations.
I was thinking when we get caught up that I might make it available to...
If you talk a little longer, I can eat more cheese.
I'm not sure yet, but I was thinking when we get closer to that I might get it available to almost everyone. But I'm still trying to figure that out.
So good. I don't know why you don't like it. Marcia, I still would love to purchase a couple of your mugs. We're hoping to work on that, and that's why I said earlier we're thinking about hiring a social media person to help us get all of this stuff sorted out, especially next year as things take off and we get busier with farming itself. It's hard to keep up with all of these different platforms, Boosty and YouTube and RooTube and just all this different stuff. So we're looking into that, and then also helping us market stuff, the website, all this different stuff that we want to get rolling.
So if you're interested and you know somebody, send us an email.
Those mugs are nice enough just for display. Yeah, ones I'm using right now, these are
Faded ones.
The first ones we made. We're kind of learning how it works. Like we literally make these ourselves. So these ones are a little faded. That's why we're using them. I don't have a good one here, but we do have some really nice ones too. Whoop! Know what happened there? Lost it again.
No idea. Right there. We will support you.
Not sure.
Right there.
Don't think I'll find out where it was. And I'm still eating cheese.
We will support you.
Right there. Catherine Tarasova. We will all support you. So rude. I'm eating in front of you guys. I'm sorry. When we started doing lives, we used to always have chips and coffee.
Cheesies. I eat cheesies all the time. Does anybody want to send me cheesies? The real cheesies. You don't have them here.
Not at all. You can't get them. Check on Ozone. Somebody will probably say you can find them on Ozone.
Yeah, I don't think you can. Like I've seen the brand, but not the real cheesies. Like those are the hard, chunky. They gotta be
not the ones that yours are more like a puff, like a.
Yeah, but they gotta be real. They can't be like the no-name brands or anything that do not taste the same. I don't need any cheesies because like I'll be fat as a house. I don't actually need them.
As we get older, our metabolism slows down. Yuri Zolotarovich. Aaron, you are a real Russian man. A huge hello to the kids and tell them they are amazing. Thank you very much. I would think a real Russian man would speak more Russian than I do. My Russian is очень плохо. Garnet Sand, that's okay, just working too hard. Laugh out loud. Catherine, waiting for you products. It's going to be a bit of a wait, but I am looking forward to starting to produce food.
And lots of different things.
Mega Ellis, thank you, but it turns out that the Canadians themselves do not produce this there, pigtail cheese. Is that what you call this stringy cheese? Pigtail cheese? I guess that makes sense. Yeah.
I've just seen braided too.
I can't say that it's not. I've never seen it.
No, I've never heard of it before.
I've never heard of smoked cheese.
I thought we'd seen it in, I don't know, maybe it was the mall.
What mall?
At the Mega Mall. That lady gave you.
I've never seen smoked cheese before.
No, maybe that's where you've seen it.
Oh, we bought the time that we bought that big ham?
Big ham.
Yeah, I bought smoked cheese
there. Time?
Yeah. That was in Russia here as well. Like Georgia's got a ton of cheese.
Yeah, but not this.
They have a lot of dairy products, but not. I've never seen smoked cheese. Vlad, I wish you a pleasant evening. It was nice to meet you today. Thank you very much, Vlad.
Well, hopefully you subscribe. Then you'll know lots about us.
Any farms for sale out there? Yeah, you got to look. It's hard to. Again, it's another opportunity. Again, I only see opportunities. There is no real estate. Like in Canada, you have MLS.com, MLS.ca. I think it's .ca. It's a beautiful website. Everything that's for sale in Canada is on there. You can then change the categories to agriculture or to residential or to commercial. You can find all the farms. You can change the price ranges, like it all items listed. Beautiful, nice pictures. Here, not so much. I mean, people will tell me in the arguments that you can, or in the comments that you can find it on Avito or there's some other site that I looked at. Nothing is laid out simply. It is a royal pain to find land. And even when you do find it, the pictures are usually horrible. Or if you're looking at a house, it's like zoomed up to a toilet. Real estate agents could do a very good job here. We found a similar problem in Western Canada. People are horrible at taking pictures of houses there. And maybe it's because there's not enough money in it to sell a house as a real estate agent that they just don't bother to put the effort in Western. I don't know why.
Yeah, but real estate is very simple here, though, too.
Well, the transactions are simple,
it's just
but
so
to find a property, I find is a pain. And I find it even, I've done it on Avito, you click on the map, and then you find a house, oh, I don't really like that one, you click back, and you're back like 3 pages, and I got to start searching all over again. I don't find the whole experience pleasure at all. Like, it's a pain. Finding this property, we found it on Avito. You're playing my violin. I'm just telling you, it's an opportunity. I see it as an opportunity. Somebody could do very well making a really good real estate website. I think they would do awesome at it.
But you have to convince the people they want to pay for that
service. Well, it's just a small chunk. We have it in Canada. We also have property guys. So a small portion of your sale goes to that. But I mean, it's laid out so much nicer. It makes it a lot easier to find things, right? So I think it'll be worthwhile eventually if somebody wants to put the effort into it. And they will. I mean, look at the other websites they got. There's some amazing, good software, like even the banking apps and things they have here. It'll come. It's just time. So right now, it's a pain. It's hard to find good properties. We found this one on Avito. It took me a while. I mean, I think it was just God leading us to the right place because, I mean, it's stunning. It's beautiful. It's everything that we need.
And it only just, like, literally went up.
Yep. The cheese goes well with beer, as well as with dried fish, anchovies, scallops, but dried fish is better.
Yuck.
Yeah, not much for fish. We're gonna have to learn. Oh no, I had that the other day. What was it? It's not really raw. It looks like raw fish, raw salmon, I think it was, but it is cured. Salted. Oh, I had it the other day with the kids. Absolutely, it was delicious. It looks disgusting because I just not. Yeah, but it was good. You remember what I had? I have to ask the kids.
Wasn't there. So good, but I wasn't there.
Cryptic 500 yen. Do you see any competition in farming around you? How would you usually assess your farming goods production? Competition. Right now, dairy is booming. There is demand for dairy, so you can go ahead and produce more. There is no quota system here, so at some point there is obviously a possibility of flooding the market, and then your products might not get picked up. That happens. Look at the States. If you're from the States and you're familiar with farming there, then you can see that does happen from time to time. Hopefully it doesn't happen here. Hopefully markets continue to grow, but you need to insulate yourself always. This is why I'm a big fan of not farming one thing. And I tell that to people all the time. You should have your fingers in more than one pie. You need to insure yourself. The government's that's not their job. Your job as a farmer is to make sure that you can stand on your own 2 feet. You shouldn't be surviving as a human. You shouldn't be surviving on handouts. You shouldn't be surviving on anything. Putting all your eggs in one basket, you trip, you fall, all your eggs are smashed. You should have more than one basket. That's how farmers did it years ago. They had a couple of pigs, a couple of chickens, a couple of cows, and they were insulated. If the cow price was down, they made money on the pigs. If the pigs were down, they made money on grain. That's my take on it. That's how I think you should be. So competition, there's always competition. Competition's good. There should be competition. It makes us work harder to produce a better product, right? So if you're producing a better product than your neighbor, then you're going to sell more. Right. How would you usually assess your farming goods production? Not really sure what the question means there.
You kind of explained it.
Hopefully that answers you. Yeah. Thank you very much for the super chat too. All right, where were we? Whoop. Hi, Countryside Acres. Do you miss West Europe, America? I miss some of the stores I used to shop at. For me, Home Hardware,
It's so
Canadian
funny
Tire.
that it's always you shopping.
Just ease of finding stuff.
That's always funny.
I don't like online shopping.
know,
I've never liked it.
Yeah, I always loved online shopping. It's my cup of tea. My concern now is that I never know what I'm buying. So,
Just click, see what shows up.
I know. No, I don't do that. I have help in my shopping regards. I usually have somebody else find it first, and then I'll look it over. Do I miss back there? I've said before, I miss the country roads. There isn't the same road system here as there is in Canada. So
To clarify that, the roads here are phenomenal.
they're phenomenal.
Amazing.
But what I mean is, like, you have major roads, and then you have back roads, and then you have like dirt roads in Canada, and there's many more roads.
Just a grid pattern of roads
yeah,
all
and
throughout.
then like the farms, like I don't miss the busyness of it, but I just miss that little bit of driving in the country. And
again, speaking for Ontario or all of Canada that I'm aware of, no matter where you drive, there's farms everywhere. And people are farming on 40 or 80 acres or hectares, and so there's literally farms scattered everywhere, and there's a grid pattern of roads all throughout connecting all of these farms and properties and towns to the larger roads. And here you have more huge farms, like enterprises that cover 10,000 acres or 10,000 hectares, and they don't need a grid pattern of roads. They might have their own little back road. That's not a real road.
You got like a major road, and then you got a village, and then a major road, and then you got another village, right? So that the community of people all together. So you don't get it like a house. So I just kind of miss that.
It's really nice to drive down the backcountry roads. Actually, I know somebody here from Canada, lives here in Nizhny Novgorod. He went back specifically. That's one thing he missed. He just missed driving down the back roads, and they don't have that here.
Yeah, and I miss wildlife.
Yes, we don't see much
There's
wildlife.
not very much wildlife here. As much as I didn't want to hit a deer or any of that, I just miss seeing wildlife. Like we were talking today about birds. So I love birds, and I love feeding the birds. I can't even find bird feeders or bird seed in the stores.
Yeah,
Like,
anybody knows where to find bird seed. Bird
I've
feeders.
never seen
Is that
a
not a
bird
thing
feeder.
here? Maybe they don't feed birds.
I don't know. I want to feed my birds. I want to, you get birds at the feeder.
I've seen people feeding the pigeons, so obviously they do like feeding birds. But
Yeah, but they feed them bread, like bread scraps or whatever. Like I would like some bird feed, and I would like a bird feeder so that I can put it out my window. And then in the winter
well, the bird feeder we can make. But
yeah, but the wintertime, I just love looking out at the bird feeder and seeing all the birds around the feeder. It's just kind of breaks up your winter.
yeah. Another thing I miss is sitting at my in-laws. So if you're still watching in-laws, I miss that part. But maybe they'll come over here and sit here sometime. That'll be nice.
That would be nice.
You are great. Take care of such a golden wife. Honestly, I envy you with white envy. I have no idea what white envy is, but yes, I do
so
intend
sweet.
to take care of her. She's a good woman. Do you all have a dehydrator?
Not yet.
No, but we have plans.
I would like one, and I would also like a freeze dryer.
Freeze dryers on your list.
It's really.
I have been for
expensive,
years
though.
planning on building a large solar dehydrator, and I'm going to finally do that on this place, as well as my smokehouse. The last place I was going to do that as well, and then we were still working on the house. We were almost done the house, and then those other projects would start, and then we sold, so I never got to it. So, this place. Jamilia Abdul. Hello from Ottawa. I am watching your videos every day, and it makes my day so better. When there are such people like we all have, the hope for the future. Your kids are so amazing. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Kiwi fruit may do well in Russia. Something to think about.
Oops.
Whoops. That happens a lot.
Bird feed.
Pamela, in dairy farming, do you have to buy quota? No, there's no quota system here. It's a free market. You produce what you need to produce. Obviously, you got to find someone to take it. Jennifer, yes, absolutely. I have a bird feeder outside my kitchen window, and I mostly wanted it for the winter. Yeah, that's what we like.
Yeah. Cora would really like one outside of her bedroom window, up top there,
Mm-hmm.
so she can see them.
Mm-hmm. Where did I just see this other one? When are you going to live in the house? Great question. The house has to be registered as a house, as a dwelling first. It has to have an address. It has to have a house number before we can actually live in it. And before they can do that, we need a few basic amenities met. And so electricity would be one of them. It doesn't have to be completely fully finished. What's up?
I don't know. I just feel like you're getting further and further over there.
I'm hiding. It doesn't have to be fully finished, but it does have to have some of those basic amenities. So heat, hydro, electricity, I guess you call it here. Some of those things. Once that's complete, then we will be able to register in the home, and then we can move in. You're hi, good people. Arend, are you chewing some smoked cheese? Do you like it? I love it. Yes, I really like it. I've always liked cheese. Cheddar cheese, actually. It's like fake in Canada, maybe, but I just like that fake cheese. But this stuff is good. Very salty, very yummy. Erin, there are loads of bird feeders in Ozone. Just look for Gormichka. Man, I'm butchering this. I'm bad. Petish. I think I got that right. Max, bird feed here in Russia is just seeds. You can buy in any market or grocery store, but special kind only sold in pet shops. Oh yeah, we've seen those in the outside market. We had all those budgies and stuff in cages. They were feeding them bird seed. They must have had them from somewhere. Ronald Joseph Goudier. Moscom Bank was doing SWIFT transfers for free, but then started charging 5%. That's the problem with banks. They all love making money, eh? In Russia, we have birdhouses called... Man, I always have a hard time pronouncing these letters at the same time. Skoffor... Chink. No, Nick. Yeah, but how can you do an SK and a V at once?
That's what I was talking about. It. Those together.
For Nick. Hello from Vladimir City. Hello. Oh no, so you lose 5% now on the transfer, and then about another 5% when you convert it to rubles. Yeah, it's brutal. You lose a lot, and that's not cheap. You can find cheaper places. There are people that will transfer crypto for you, but there's obviously a risk. As we found out, we lost a lot, and I don't imagine we're ever going to get it back in a transaction. That was through Binance, though. I've since been told that Binance isn't super Russia friendly, and that might have been the problem. But yeah, we lost like 15,000 in that transfer. It was very sad, but you got to stay optimistic and keep going forward. Not much point in dwelling on it. Good idea, Patty. I think she said up here that Wes could build it, so I don't know when. When will be new series? Not sure. Guys, I'm Russian. I live in Calgary. Good luck to you and health to your children. Thank you, Sergey. Garnet, yes, on my road I have 3 or 4 farms in many directions. I go and look at the crops. Yeah, that's awesome, right? I do enjoy that too. I miss that. Alex, this type of stores calls our category Zoo Magazine.
Yes,
right, pet
yes,
stores.
yes, I've seen that.
I've seen those. Dimitri, about bird feeders, here is a tradition to let children to build ones and put them somewhere.
I've seen that too. I've seen little milk crates.
Victoria
like
is
the milk
praying.
cartons or whatever, or the juice cartons cut open on the trees.
That's always a good tradition.
Yeah, we did
too.
that as children too.
Ah.
We made them in our classes.
Binance got hit by SEC for the usual money laundering excuse. SEC. Not sure what that is. Jennifer, we have squirrels that like our feeder too. Not much for squirrels here
I've
either.
never seen them.
I'm hoping we're going to attract more wildlife, but I've seen 2 squirrels now in the Switzerland Park, but that's about it.
Yeah.
Thank you very much for the info. I think I follow you on VK, so look out for me to say hello on there.
No.
Appreciate. Oh, that's to somebody else.
We're not on VK.
No, I think there's at this person, so
Okay,
it's not
we're
for us.
not on VK. So if you're following somebody on VK putting our videos up, that is not us.
Yeah, there is somebody on VK putting our videos up, and there is somebody on RooTube putting our videos up.
And that's not us.
We are on
Do not
RooTube,
support
but
it.
it's under Countryside Acres in Russia.
Russia.
And we very much prefer if you stay on YouTube because RooTube does not pay, and YouTube does pay us a little. But if you are having a hard time with the YouTube slowdown, you can find us on RooTube. Countryside Acres, Anneesa is very beautiful and caring wife. Amen, Oleg. I agree. Marcia heard many testimonies from friends who sent their children over the summers to work on farms with good results. My friend's brother did that and owns successful canning business. AB, as soon as you open your farm, I'll move to Russia. All right, well, our farm is open. You have to move now. Guys, add the donation alerts service for accepting donations from almost all over the world. Every Russian streamer use it. Write the name down and get it ready for the next stream.
We don't know how to do that.
I have no idea what that even means. P. Walker, SEC, U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. Ah, those pesky guys, eh?
Why does P. Walker sound familiar?
I don't know. Kitty at Jennifer Chamberlain, same here. Squirrels in Russian parks are very cheeky. Did I miss something about squirrels?
I don't know.
Because I never see squirrels.
No.
I like wildlife. I love wildlife. We all do. We love wildlife. We love God's creatures.
Chipmunks. I miss chipmunks.
I even miss skunks. I miss anything. I don't see any wildlife now. It's terrible.
No, mice.
When?
And
Never
the
seen
hawk
one.
was eating it. He dropped it on the
He was
lane.
dead. I've never seen any live animals around. Bugs. Insects.
Insects. There's
I
lots
see
of
that.
them. And praying mantises and things like that. So it's healthy. It's just there's nothing else. Oh,
AB,
I've
are
seen,
you?
What's the other one? Hedgehog.
You've seen a hedgehog?
Yeah, I've seen a hedgehog.
Here? No. Yeah.
No.
No.
Dead one here.
Where did we see a hedgehog?
Dead one here.
Mm-hmm.
I think the hawks.
Where did we see the live one?
And we see lots of hawks. Live one at the church. The kids had it.
Yep. Where was I? Are you going to stick to homeschooling? No plans for local kindergarten. No, we plan to keep going homeschooling.
Right. We'll have some extra help.
There's room for different schools of thought on that, but again, all of you who appreciate how much our children know should also acknowledge that they wouldn't know all that if they went to a regular school. The reason they know the things that they know is because we are able to teach them academics and all the rest because they're at home.
I think we'll have to do a video on our homeschooling.
Yes, I think so too.
Soon. Not now. We're busy.
AB, are you looking for a Russian English-speaking nanny? Not really.
I don't.
Good idea.
I don't believe in a nanny.
No. We firmly believe that a mom and dad should look after their own children.
If they're able.
If they're able, yeah. Alex, when will be your new video?
The next video?
It's supposed to be out today, but
2 days ago?
tomorrow?
I'm hoping tomorrow. I've kind of been lazy this week.
Yeah.
But
We'll hope to start pushing them out once a day again,
yeah,
at least for a little while. But
it really depends. I just kind of was lazy this week. Please forgive me. I hope tomorrow.
Marcia, plus you keep more of the donation through donation alerts. I don't know what donations alert is. We have email, Countryside Acres Homestead at gmail.com. I hope I don't have 50 emails on it tomorrow, but if somebody wants to explain that more, I'm happy to look into it. AB, are you going to hire? I'm not joking. We will be hiring staff, but we're not really looking for a nanny. We don't really believe in nannies. Like we said, we look after our own children. But we will be looking for Russian tutors. We have, 2 now?
Like
to teach children
online.
Russian language. More online, yeah. Shanks, hunting in Russia. It is a thing, although I don't know what they'd be hunting because I never see any wildlife. But it must exist somewhere. There is a lot of bush, right? And of course, we only live in one chunk of Russia. Russia is massive, so. But there is hunting around. I know a guy, Nikolai. I've traveled with Nikolai quite a bit, touring farms and things like that. I'm hoping to do that again once we're a little farther on the house. Probably this fall. But he goes hunting, so he's hunting something. I don't know what he's hunting. Irina, we are looking forward to more videos like How To with Anneesa.
Hi, Irina.
I'm trying to encourage her. I think she did wonderful.
We met them.
Did we? Okay, there you go. Dale, I work on a wildlife refuge. Lots of animals. would be. You're not allowed hunting in there, though, I don't think.
You imagine?
Imagination, they have hamsters in Russia. They are called Homiak.
I want to see one. Like, do
That's
they
in
have them
Siberia, though, isn't it?
I don't know. Are they in this area? I would love to catch a hamster.
Mm.
And then we could put it in a cage and we could. They must have them here.
Just let it live outside.
Yeah. I know, but then if they got loose, like my hamster as a child, they could actually breed with the other hamsters.
True.
And have hamster babies in the wild. They
Mm.
can survive.
Mm.
I was so worried when my hamster got loose that it was going to die.
Well, if they could survive here, they'll survive in Canada.
Exactly. I didn't know that. I didn't even know they existed, like where they were like originally from.
I think they're kind of dumb. I find it hard to survive in the wild if they're that dumb.
They're not. They go dormant when it's cold.
Yeah, something, just eat them.
No, they hide. They have a hide spot.
Yeah. My hamsters never seemed very intelligent.
No, mine always ended up in the shower, in the corner.
Really?
Sleeping, waiting.
James, I was thinking Bank of Canada to...
Something Russia.
Well, BOC would stand for Bank of Canada. Should be Bank of Russia. Would be more of a transit number change than actual transfer for outside SWIFT. I need to figure this out. It remains a problem. I don't have a really good solution. I mean, if you can find somebody that wants to exchange money with you from one country to the other, it would be the easiest thing you can do. There is ways. Obviously, you can bring cash here. That one works fine. But you got to make sure you're bringing crisp, new, beautiful U.S. dollar bills, not old ones. Because otherwise you might still have a problem exchanging them. And then you still get nailed with an exchange rate. You're only allowed to exchange at the bank, and the bank offers a terrible exchange rate. So if you can go either directly from person to person, or you can transfer through other countries. What is it?
Maybe you shouldn't be telling them.
Why?
I
I already did.
Or
Or you can go through other countries as well that do business with both. There are still banks that are open.
But you didn't hear that from us.
It's on live. Can't do much about it.
We retract our statement. If anybody out there.
We don't
did.
recommend it.
Yeah.
Hello from Oregon. Just finished working in my garden, and here you are. Blessings to you and your beautiful family. Thank you, Anneesa. Nikolai, hey guys, I love you, but you need used local technology for building, I'm thinking. Well, love you too, but I think you're wrong. Why do I need to use local technology? This is local technology.
I was gonna say this is.
I didn't bring these
lumber
trees from
the-
Canada. I bought them right here. Somewhere in Russia, offer raw sunflower seeds to birds in the winter, and you will see a big rush, and perhaps some squirrels too. Great idea. Kitty, guys, put the names of your children and their birthdays in the descriptions below the videos. We subscribers could send them our congratulations. That's not a bad idea. They had hamsters in the markets in Moscow. RP, you are not lazy. You just need rest. You are tired. It's too much on your shoulders. Have some time off and recharge. Ronald, well, that's a great idea. But if we take time off, nothing gets done. We have to get stuff done. We have to get this house ready. We got to move in. We got a lot of stuff to do here. At some point, we need to get profitable. Well, but even that is our only income source. And so if we get lax on that, then we don't make any money either. So we need to eat. We need to pay bills. We need to build a house. We need to build a farm. Hopefully, if we can carry on, we'll be able to start selling products from the farm next year. And then things become a lot easier. But until then, we do need stuff, obviously, because we're trying to grow a farm. Soon we'll have to be buying all the animals that we need for the farm and fencing. It all takes money.
So I gotta make videos.
So we need videos. Yeah.
Can't do
Well, that's
one.
how we earn our income,
Yeah.
right? So.
No, I actually enjoy editing. He's mentioned multiple times with getting other people to do it, and I'm like, well, no, I really enjoy it. So I do. So I was just taking it up.
We need more content too. Having something tell us that we're not allowed to post our videos didn't help, because then we were behind.
Right.
There is content that we're just not allowed to use, and so
Until that thing's
they had to kind of stall it out.
I think you told them more than you should.
Probably. What about rabbit meat? Yeah, that seems to be a big thing here.
But you
I've
can't
never
live
actually
off
tried
of
it.
Rabbit.
Well, there's not enough nutrients in it, right?
Right. Are you Amish?
Somebody's asking for Amish? Nope, we are not.
I don't have a horse and buggy. I don't even know what to do with a horse.
Mm. Marcia, Oregon is a beautiful state being destroyed. True. We actually never visited. We skipped it because of all the stuff that was going on there.
Yeah, the motor.
Dirk, greetings from the Netherlands. Thank you very much. Yuri, you try Russian products. I'm interested to know your opinion. Is there a difference in taste? I haven't really tried a whole lot of things that I wouldn't have eaten in Canada. I mean, this cheese I've never seen before, but I obviously love cheese. I love salt. It's a good combination.
I found the wild strawberries here
There
were
we go.
much tastier. He doesn't like strawberries, and he really liked the strawberries here. They were really sweet. Very yummy.
Mm-hmm.
Do you hear it again? It's the crickets.
Sorry.
It's like the only time he's quiet is when he's eating or when he's sleeping.
How long has the broadcast been going on? Long enough that I should probably crawl into bed soon. An hour and a half, it looks like. Put Oleg in timeout. He keeps repeating. I have no idea how to put somebody in a timeout.
I don't know where
Oleg, you're in a timeout, whoever you are. Go in the corner. Alfredo, are you Amish? No. I have some Amish friends, though. Actually, so when we were on the island, like I said, I did a lot of custom work for other people, mowing and baling. That was mostly for the Amish people. Actually, they would hire us to do field work for them. Radmila, if you didn't understand the contract that you signed, it's not valid. You have to have it in your own language. Well, I would agree, but we don't like to make difficulties. We don't like to have conflict. We don't like to make a scene. So we just let it go. It is what it is. Anneesa, you eat a horse. Quite tasty.
We have eaten a horse.
Yeah, is he telling you need to eat one or that you did eat one?
Maybe I look like one.
No, I don't think that's what he's saying. We have eaten a horse, actually. So I grew up in Dutch culture. We do eat horses. Smoked horse meat. We used to have it on our bread all the time. It's very delicious. Stoic Pioneers, what was the hardest thing your family had to overcome this far? Crickets. Hard to explain, but we try to plan for every scenario.
We're overthinkers.
We overthink everything. We overanalyze everything. The
hardest thing to overcome this far.
Trust, maybe.
Yeah.
We have to live in faith a lot, and we're usually have everything planned out and figured out. You keep thinking, but we usually have everything planned out and figured out before we start. And now we really just live on faith because we have no idea. I mean, like I said, we have to sign stuff that we don't understand. We have to agree to stuff that we don't understand. You buy things from the store hoping that it's the right stuff. You ask the paint guy, is this good paint or bad paint? He tells you it's good paint. So, okay, well, you take it home. You don't really know. Everything's just running on trust. Building a house, I've got my good friend Andre helping out all the time. He's helping us find stuff, but again, I'm just trusting him. I haven't got a clue. I didn't know that he was going to be a good guy when I first met him. I had no idea. So for me, I think that's probably been the hardest, is just to let go of the reins and just God wanted us here, and things are just going to work out. And He's bringing people. He has been bringing, and bad people might show up too, but so far He's been bringing good people in our way, and just to trust them and let things work out. I think that's probably my biggest challenge. I don't know if that's really what you were looking for, but all in all, we knew it was going to be hard. It's hard for any immigrant going anywhere. It's a different country. It's different stores, different shopping, different people, different language. The climate's at least the same. So that's not a challenge for us. You? Getting pulled over every other day, that sounds annoying.
That's kind of annoying. I don't know. I think I agree with you on the trust factor. I think patience is something.
We've all been burnt in the past too. You run into bad people, and so far I've only run into good people in Russia. I'm sure bad people exist here. If you're from the West and you plan on coming and you think there's only good people, no, I'm sure there's bad ones.
Yeah, you still have to be cautious with everything.
Yeah, you should be.
Shouldn't be naive, but Yeah, I don't know. I would say similar. The hardest thing I think was maybe the language. I think the biggest thing was getting over maybe the worry and the insecurity in my own head.
Oh, is this our water?
No.
No.
Because
Too bad.
you're in a new culture and you're in a new environment and everything. I think that was maybe the hardest thing for me is that I don't know. It's a good question though.
It is a good question.
What was the hardest? Can we repeat the question?
What was the hardest thing your family had to overcome so far?
I don't know. Maybe
There's some deep thinkers in here, eh, man? They give us some tough questions.
I think the language was probably the hardest because we are social people. Like, I used to send you to the store and you would be gone for hours because you was there talking to people and now it's like, yeah, I think the communication and the lack of with myself, I think the loneliness when we first got here because I couldn't communicate with anybody. And so like it's not like they would deliberately not talk to me, but a lot of people would deliberately not talk to me because they knew that they couldn't communicate with me. So, and I couldn't communicate with them. So that insecurity of not being able to communicate, and I think the loneliness was the hardest thing to overcome. Even though I'm like a social or like socially introvert, I don't socialize very often anyway. But
You
I
make
think
up a
the
good point on the
loneliness-
language, though. That's tough still. I still find that because I know how to conduct business in my own country,
Yeah.
and now I feel like an idiot because it's a simple task
And
that I
like
can't do.
sometimes, like you try to communicate, and then some people just chuckle because they're like they're just
then you feel like
nervous.
they're laughing at
Yeah,
you.
and they're
Yeah.
nervous themselves. And
Yeah.
it's not that they're laughing at you. I don't ever feel that that's what their intentions are. It's just they're chuckling because they feel kind of.
I felt like that before. I don't think they
No,
probably
I don't
aren't,
think they
but
are.
I feel
I
sometimes
feel
like
like
they are.
I feel yeah.
People snicker or whatever.
Yeah, and I think it's more because they're insecure because like they're kind of nervous at trying to communicate with us, and but that's I think the only.
So be mindful of that as more immigrants come, I guess. In any country, it doesn't matter if you're in Canada, there's immigrants coming there all the time too. Try not to snicker or laugh. It's hard being an immigrant.
It's hard. Yeah.
Yeah. Not knowing anything, right? So
Yeah. I think that was the biggest challenge.
Leo, $99 super chat. Wowzers, my most favorite Russian family from Canada. God bless.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Leo.
That's very nice.
Sum that up. Yuri, how is Cora progressing in learning Russian, and how are the other children doing? So Cora is by far doing the best. She is very scholarly, picks things up very quickly.
Sponge.
She's also spent the most amount of time at it.
Yes.
So this winter is our plan. I'm bound and determined to try to catch up to her, but I don't know if that'll be possible or not.
I am
but...
so surprised though how much the younger children just pick up too, because
from Cora mostly.
Yeah, mostly from Cora, but I just feel like even the other children, when I talk to the other children, right? Like when we first got here, the children were constantly with the translator trying to interact with our children. I haven't seen a translator coming out with the smaller children in a long time. And like we went to the store the other day and we bought a few things, and like people are trying to communicate with me, and I'm like, any bunny mile, right? Like I don't understand. And then they just look at the children, and then they start translating, and then they're like, a lot of times they'll ask the children, well, how do you know Ruski, right? And they'll tell them, they'll communicate or whatever with the children. And I'm surprised myself. Even the little guy, he's 3 years old, and I went to the store, and the ladies at the store started talking to him in Russian, and he started answering them, just totally answering them back. And they looked at me, and they looked at him, and they were like, like he actually was answering them. So I don't know how he learned it, but he's doing great. Yeah, it's amazing how they do.
Yeah, it's
too bad it wasn't that easy for me.
For us old farts.
You're doing much better than I just do not. I'm not a sponge.
But again, I have found that the people have been just so patient. You get the odd one. You're like, я не понимаю по-русски, and then they just go a mile a minute in Russian. And like, I just told you I don't understand, so don't say it.
I think that they think you say they don't understand, so then they feel like they have to repeat themselves.
Maybe. But it's only that's only happened a handful of times. Most of them I find slow it down. They use simpler sentences, which is essentially what we need. Talk to me like I'm a kid. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I try my best, I guess, and slowly learn more. Yeah. Linda, when you are making plans, God has other plans, but hopefully they align. Love your channel. Yeah, that's what we pray for, that we are living within his plan for us. We came here for our children's future, religiously, also economically. And I think that's within his plan. So hopefully he can use this farm for his benefit and for his purpose, that it can be a blessing to everybody around us. That's what we're hoping for. And that we will be an encouragement and a blessing to our neighbors, to new friends, to the community. I think all of us need to spend more time community building, right? Stop living for ourselves, and build. At the end of the day, when we die, this land will still be here, community will still be here. It'll just be different people.
You know what I find amusing is when we lived in Canada, we talked about this. We talked about community living and people helping each other and supporting each other and all those different things. And in my mind, it was like everything inside me was like, no way, no way, no way, no way, no way. And now we move here, and I'm like, yeah, for sure, let's do it, because it's like totally different style of people. They have a different moral compass about them.
Yep.
Like, I don't get, like, yeah, it's so hard to explain. In the West, it wasn't the same. It's like, I don't want those people around me or my family. Not everyone. I'm like, obviously, there's a lot of good, wholesome people there too. But it's like, there's just, you would get along with certain type of people. And like you said, the last life, it's like, sometimes I would get along with somebody, the wife, and you wouldn't get along with the husband, or vice versa, right? There wasn't like a community type people that I could totally see myself, oh yeah, well, we could, totally get along with it. We're here. I actually like the kids go to the babushkas in the village, and they give them goodies, and it's just totally different feeling here. It's weird.
But again, it's like Canada was in the 90s.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
I can still remember my parents going places and writing a check. They don't even have checks in this country. I don't know if you've ever had them in Russia, but it's just a piece of paper, okay? It's got the business name on it. It's got a spot for money in it, and you sign the bottom of it. And basically, it's a guarantee from you, from your bank account, that they can go and cash this thing. But there isn't really a guarantee, because your bank account could be empty. You could run around all day long writing checks for thousands of dollars that are meaningless. That was normal. You could just write a check. People would take a check. And I remember when we went to move to Western Canada, Ontario had most places at least had stopped taking checks. I remember we went to Western Canada, and somebody asked how I wanted to pay, cash, debit, check. And I was like, check. Yeah, we take checks. You take checks? I'm a total stranger. Why would you take? Anyway, that doesn't really happen now anymore. And here, that trust factor is still here, I think. I don't know. It's just different. I forget where I was going with that thought.
I don't know. Don't you hate when that happens?
Yeah.
I wasn't listening.
I'm getting tired, I guess.
I'm
so
sorry.
That's all good. Let's under down a little bit here. Will you be able to get electricity by winter? Yes. It sounds like we're going to be able to get it in a week or two. I'm hoping. We have a lot of work to do yet.
Hold my breath,
I'm not holding my breath, no, but it sounds like we're going to be able to speed it up. And they're going to try to get the power to our property in the next couple of weeks. And then we obviously need to do our due diligence on our side, get poles in the ground, get the wires up. The bill is still phenomenal. I think it's going to work like
phenomenal. That's like a.
Well, it's a lot of money in my opinion. Still $200,000-$300,000. No. Whoa. Cut that. 200,000 or 300,000 rubles.
Yeah.
I believe.
You must be getting tired.
I am. By the time we get from the edge of the property to the house here, so it's still a big bill. I'm not looking forward to paying, but then at least hopefully when that's done, we'll have lights and stuff in here, and that's going to be a big step to getting us to move in. Right. Awesome. So right now we run on generator when we're here, and then we charge a lot of DeWalt batteries. Right. So we get our power tool batteries, and a battery like this will last a long time on a light. So the main light that's running here right now is running off a battery. Now it's not ideal, but it works. It works great. Now I'm blinded because I stared at the light for a while. Moderator, you have to learn Russian. Learning Russian is more important than buying new Belarusian tractor. How do you figure? Learning Russian doesn't put food in my mouth or my children's mouth. Tractor does. So I would say you are wrong, moderator. And now, obviously, the Russian government agrees that you are wrong, because they are now allowing foreigners from traditional families to come here and take 3 years to learn the language. In that 3 years, you are allowed to buy a Belarusian tractor or do a whole host of other things in those 3 years. Work. Language is important. Yes, we are learning the language. But if I came here, unless you're planning on feeding me every day, if I came here and I was a burden on the system, I lived off government handouts, and I just went to school and studied the language, how would that be any good? And what would that show my children? Like, daddy's not going to work. He's just going to learn language, and you can either starve or get handout. I don't think so. I think anybody can see that the best approach is to feed your kids, look after your family, and the rest will come. What is their religion? We are conservative Christian. We have no church affiliation. We are looking into things, always learning more. We are traditional conservative Christians. Ludmila, guys, you have enough time. I'm not sure if that's for. I'm assuming for enough time before winter, I'm guessing. Good berries. Will you be able to get electricity by winter? I read that one already. Anonymous stranger. They said they did not adhere to any special denomination, although they were brought up in different Protestant traditions.
The other one,
I see.
whatever.
I got you. Lost it. And they are good. I have been watching them for a long time, and I wrote our Soviet cartoons to watch.
Somebody was saying they should watch.
Yeah, I would like to look at some of those too. Oleg. And the problem of this family from Texas is their YouTube channel is rather small, so not many people can help them.
It's the same thing that before. Do they grow red currants, black currants? Yes.
Gooseberries in Canada, yep.
They do.
Have you tasted these berries here?
No.
No.
Well, maybe. We've got jam and jellies and stuff given to us from the ladies in the village. So maybe.
Oh, yeah, you might have. I guess I don't know what's all in them. Pamela, my husband still writes checks. In Canada, I always did as the business, but what I was getting at, maybe I can with the boy with, but I can only write them to companies that actually know me.
So
I
like
can't
my
just
mom
drop a
used
check
to
off at a random place.
My mom used to go to the grocery store. She'd buy her groceries, and then she would take the check that my dad gave her that day, and she'd sign the back with the amount in the check, and then she would hand it to the teller.
And buy groceries.
And they would fill in the amount that she's bought the groceries, and then they would take it to the bank and cash it.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't even like it was my dad's name on the check. Like, and then they would give her the amount of the rest of the check.
Mm-hmm.
Like, she'd cash it at the cashiers.
Here's another interesting comment. James, I know it's an at somebody else, but he says people don't interact much even with neighbors. And in Canada right now, there's a huge conflict between political factions. It's extremely charged and angry right now. And that is so true. We've seen that polarization happen over the last 5 years primarily. Massive difference between left and right now, where people cannot communicate, and families actually are breaking up because of the conflict in political factions, which is interesting because, again, we're taught in the West how bad it is here in Russia, and that there's a dictatorship running around here, and that the people are oppressed and blah, blah, blah. I have honestly not met one single Russian that had anything negative to say about the government here. Not one. Everybody that I talk to loves Putin and says this country's doing well because Putin.
It's not because they're in fear.
No, because it's all privately. It's just me and them. There's no one else around. They don't have to say that. They can say whatever they want. But that's the truth. You cannot say that about Canada. It is totally divided over there. People here are genuinely happy. And even politics, I've asked some government officials, how does that work? Because when I watch Canadian politics, man, there's a lot of fighting. It's just like, even the politicians, they just seem to yell at each other. Nobody's accomplishing anything, right? Like, find some common ground and get something done. And over here, they're like, no, they don't seem to do that. Everybody works on the issues together. Right here, like in local Nizhny Novgorod, I asked, well, how does that work in there? Do you have left and right yelling at each other too? And they're like, no, what are you talking about? They all work together and try to get things accomplished. And that's how government should be. Stream looks good quality. Thank you, Anton.
Somebody asked if we considered relocating to Altai.
Altai is beautiful. Originally, we thought Altai would have been nicer, but that's because we thought Nizhny was going to be flat. I don't know why. I really don't know why. We had in our head misconception that Nizhny Novgorod was like this prairie, flat, boring. and it's not. It's like absolutely stunning. If you've seen the views from our place, it's gorgeous. And there's areas that are flat if you like that. There's areas that are full of trees if you like that. There's areas that are sandy. There's areas of black dirt, they're really good stuff. There's hills. There's waterfront. There's so much beauty, variety.
I agree.
So no, I have no desire to change right now. Also, the government here is very proactive as far as immigration, and I think that's a huge boost. I don't know what it would look like for us if we were somewhere else. We may have to, look, we've accomplished a lot, I think, in the 8 months that we've been here, and a big part of that is because the government here is so proactive and so helpful.
Yeah,
I don't think we would be where we are had we. I can't say that for certainty, of course, because I haven't moved there. But
our lawyer has really been a help.
Yes,
too.
Part of me thinks that we wouldn't be as far as we are if we had moved to a different region.
Maybe.
That's not
I don't know.
say I'm not saying negative things about other regions. I don't honestly know. I just know this region is very good. Yeah.
That we don't know about the climate. I think it would be a lot colder there. I think. But I'd love to visit. Love to go there and check it out.
Sergey, Aaron, did you hear about the Kurtsevo farm? It's pretty famous. It's 1 hour north of Nizhny. They make cheese and other stuff. I'm pretty sure we were there. They make goat cheese, if I'm correct, and they also have horses, if that's not the same farm.
When were you there?
We were all there. We ate there beside the cheese room.
Yeah, but we didn't.
The owner's name slips my mind right now. We had a great conversation, and he invited us back sometime. And we're hoping to go and look at the goats. I would like to do a video
like to do
there.
The cows. They have
And
Swiss
tour.
too.
Yeah, they have beautiful cows there.
And their goats are
If
really
it's the farm I'm thinking of, then yes, we've been there. It's beautiful, very beautiful, and I'm hoping to
Stayed
do a
there.
video there too. Yeah. Oleg, the family from Oleg keeps repeating himself. My thoughts on Prepario. Language can wait. The kids will learn it effortlessly. Investing into language at this stage is simply not wise. I agree. We have to prioritize and get the most important things done. Hello, how are you all? We are doing great, Jane. Thank you very much for asking. How come this is still here?
I don't know. Something's not loading because you're way.
Am I way off?
Yeah.
Well, I'm at the bottom now.
But how come Oleg's thing showed up? I can't see.
Yeah, Nizhny.
I didn't see it here.
Jane, I will be there within the year. Awesome. Michael, one thing I can suggest as an expat in the United States is that when I first arrived, I didn't know a single word of English. What really helped me was watching local TV. That means we have to get a TV, and the dangers that come along with it, I think, are worse than me not learning. At least with internet, we can selectively choose what we watch. TV, I don't know what TV is like here, but I know in Canada, even a good show, the commercials are filth sometimes. And so you think the kids are watching something useful, and then what was that? And you go in the other room and there's a commercial on that is just absolutely not fit for kids to watch.
Yeah. Some of the things that I've seen, like on RooTube and Zen, when I was looking on there, I don't.
Filth as well.
Yeah.
So at least when you're picking, old Soviet cartoons or something like that, it's just a cartoon. There's no commercial. Then it's not going to be the end of the world. Or we'll do sometimes just watch some movies. We haven't in a long time now. But we were watching Moss film, some old films on stuff on there. You can be more selective then, I guess.
Yeah, I think that the biggest thing with us though is that a lot of people, what you find is okay, we probably wouldn't find okay. Like, does that make any sense?
Well, I think so, but they might not.
I find that a lot of people just kind of are desensitized to a lot of things that are not necessarily good for a child's mind. And maybe not right now. They can't process it when they're little. And you might not even realize it, that it's no good. Like when our children used to have, or when we used to have TV, simple cartoons they were fine cartoons that they were watching, but the one cartoon I can think of from years ago is Caillou, and like Caillou just whined all the time, and I never really thought of it as any issue, but then one of our children came out of the living room after watching it and it sounded exactly like that whiny little child on the cartoon. And I thought, what are we doing? Right?
Everything that goes in their
like-
brains influences
Yeah,
them,
like
and
we're
people don't think of
teaching the
that.
child to whine because that, and it was genuinely like it was good, wholesome cartoons, but yet not. Like it was just teaching them a certain behavior that you wouldn't necessarily think is wrong. But then I heard it and I was like, whoa, what are we doing? Right? The cartoon or the commercials was a big one on TVs. It would teach that men are useless and that women are the best, right? And maybe they don't have that here, but you don't really see it. But
It's all subtle stuff.
it's
Right?
all tiny little things, and I think why do we want to fill our children's heads full of those little things, right? And what you might think is okay, I might think is wrong, or vice versa, right? So, yeah, I don't know. That's why we don't have a TV. Part of the reason.
Marcia, also for many, what is seen on TV is reality for them, just weird.
Yeah.
My thoughts on RootTube and Zen are dumpsters. That is true. Those things are far away from a decent place. Thank you. Michael, Countryside Acres chat, recommend to these lovely people on some huge movie like Siberian Barber. Never heard of that. Russian TV is as bad in any other country. There you go.
There you go.
Maddie, you do not need to buy a television. Did you know that Nizhny Novgorod Fair was the largest fair in the Russian Empire in the 19th and 20th centuries? No, I did not know that.
Did you know?
TV is disgusting. It has been for many years in the U.S. Yep. Why do you have to have a moderator? Well, because unfortunately, we do get a lot of people on here that say dumb stuff. Today, they're not on here yet, so we've successfully made it this far. But they tend to
usually come right around this
once
time.
they catch on that it's on, then people show up and say things that are very inappropriate sometimes. So it's sometimes hard to keep up with bad comments that need to be taken off. What was another one I see here? Television in Russia is from Max. Television in Russia is heavily regulated, and cable TV can be restricted with parental control options. So one example, we were actually going to eat in a restaurant, and the TV was on. I don't know if it was cable, I have no idea. But it was on, and it was absolute filth, disgusting dancing, and like half striptease show going on this thing.
It was a music award show. Or something.
Music award show thing, yeah.
From 10 years
we
ago.
asked them to turn it off. They said they weren't allowed to, and we finally
Company policies, they couldn't turn it off.
We finally just got up and left. We were there with all of our children, and it was absolutely disgusting. So I don't know if that's on TV or what that was, but it's not regulated enough. What I would like to see, and we've discussed this before, I don't know how that works as far as free speech, but I would like to see the Russian government make more steps in regulating Western garbage. It's not fit for anybody, and that garbage on TV and in the movies over there has infiltrated a lot of good homes and made a lot of damage. And I think a serious effort needs to be taken to look at what happened in the last 30 years in the West and make sure it doesn't happen here. And I think that a lot of TV and movie influence destroyed a lot of homes. It didn't help in any case.
Absolutely.
We need to
even I think of soap operas.
garbage.
Right? Like if you think about a soap opera, like you would watch it during the day when the husbands are at work, and the women would just sit at home and watch their little soap operas or their drama TVs or those whatever. And what do you think's going to happen in your marriage because you think that this has to be? But you start to like in your brain like the psychology.
Start thinking it's reality.
Yeah, you start like acting it almost out. I think of that like you start to actually think like what you're watching. You are what you watch. You are what you eat. You are what you right. So you start to put thoughts into your brain. You are what you listen to in music, right? So I just think it's so hard on people and marriages and life and
it's garbage. We need to make serious effort, especially because they're promoting more larger families. They need to make serious effort at producing good, wholesome, pure stuff that is going to educate the mind, build up the family, and promote good values so that these children can grow up in a sound environment. That needs to happen in the schools, needs to happen on TV, in the music. Somebody needs to start listening. We've listened to some music here on the radio that's English, and I don't know if maybe people don't understand what's being said, but it's like that should not be on the radio. So anyway, my 2 cents, our 2 cents. Where did I just see this? Pamela, I'm about 45 minutes east of Peterborough in Madoc. I know exactly where Madoc is. We were planning on living there. It's a beautiful area.
Many years
ago, we were planning on buying a farm there. That's the one I couldn't even stand up in. We toured that farm, and I'm a pretty tall guy, but I had to stand. I think you could stand up in there.
I could.
But I bent over. I'm like, yeah, it's a lovely place, but I mean, who's want to do chores in here? Like, I couldn't even stand up straight in that barn.
Yeah.
I don't know who built it and why they were so short.
We should probably call it a night. It's been.
Yeah, we should. Mary Jones, you two are so wise. Well, I don't know about that, but thank you.
How would you rate the string cheese? Out of 1 to 10, how would you rate? 10 being amazing, 1 being...
This particular one?
Yeah.
This is a 10.
10?
Yeah.
10 out of 10?
Yeah, it's good. I have bought some before where they're like, not maybe dry, I don't know, like hard. Like they're more like beef jerky almost. And not like that. This one's got a nice squish to it. It's good.
Yeah?
Yeah, I approve. I don't know what company. Give them a free shout out.
No idea.
No idea.
There you go.
All right. Soviet cartoons are very good ones. That's what I've been told. I haven't watched a lot, but...
There is a channel called Countryside Acres. It is very wholesome and would be happy for your children to watch.
Well, I might look them up sometime. Thank you very much.
Thanks for the shout out. We appreciate that.
We have been talking about adding to our channel some kids stuff that's directed strictly at other kids, from our kids to your kids.
So that's
if that's something
one
people are
we
interested
should
in.
ask. Would you prefer it being on our channel, or would you prefer our children to make their own
separate
channel?
channel. Yeah, just wholesome stuff.
Just yeah.
Yeah, maybe
Like
that's simple
how-tos
projects that
and-
our kids can do and teach your kids how to do, or some of the games our children might play, or I don't know, stuff like that, directed more at children to try to produce more wholesome material.
Yeah, like I think a lot of things children just don't know what to do with their time. I
Get,
don't
get
think,
get off the devices, toss them out, and like, hey,
well,
you
they'd
can
have
do
to
this.
watch a device to figure
Well,
out
yeah,
what our
but-
kids are doing, but
Maybe simple steps of how to build a birdhouse or something. I don't know, whatever it is. Maybe. If it's something that you guys would be interested in.
let us know.
Mary Ross, such sane thoughts. Can I put it like this in English? We need you. Our country needs people like you. Thank you very much.
Thank you. So yes, please, Cora can teach basic Russian lessons.
Russ, do you still have a hope for America, or you think it's going to be worse and worse?
There's
Worse and
always-
worse. I
but
don't
there's
see how
always
it can.
hope when there's breath.
Well, yes, of course there is, but historically,
Who's the pessimist now?
nah, but historically, I have never noticed or seen any nation get better. It's going to decline. It always does. It's imploding from within. There's no way of fixing it. I don't see how you can fix it. And even after all the damage that's been done in Canada and all the damage that's done in the States by the governments that are currently in power, you still have about 50% of the people that think things are going well. And you can't fix that. It has to just get to the end of itself. Unfortunately, I see it's going to get much, much, much worse. I could be wrong. I'm fine with being wrong. It would be good if I'm wrong. You can safely show children cartoons of the Soviet era of our country. They contain a lot of instructive moments about kindness, friendship, and mutual assistance. That's awesome, eh? Again, how often we're told how much was so bad in the Soviet time, and yet you look at the people that came out of the Soviet system and how kind and caring all these people are here.
The other day.
And you look at the cartoons that was created. There was something very good and wholesome about it. It's interesting.
I remember the other day we seen some lady crossing the street, and the light was just about to turn, and I think she dropped her bag or something. And this young girl, about 12 years old, that didn't know this lady, she literally jetted across the road to pick up the old woman's bag and finish helping her across the road. And I remember you said, "Wow, like."
Yeah, so
and then
wholesome.
yeah, it was just like genuine, right? And all her friends were on the other side. It's not like, she just took the time to help that lady. And I was like, wow, you wouldn't see that in Canada. Like, yeah.
Yeah. Alex, children channel better be separate content. Can be marked as child stuff. It's good for YouTube algorithm. Interesting. Aaron, do you plan on voting in the next Canadian election? And are you able to do it from Russia? I don't imagine I'm going to vote in the next Canadian election. No. I have no. Maybe. Not sure.
Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know. When the children learn Russian well, it is necessary to offer Captain Frungol, Treasure Island, The Mystery of the Third Planet, Prostok Vashino. Now you can well wait. Okay, so I'm looking through. Maria, Aaron does not drink alcohol and pigtails and without beer, delicious cheese.
Yeah.
I would agree. Alex, nowadays it's very difficult to get kids simple to play regular games. Well, maybe they need to be shown. Right?
Yeah, or it might need to be taught.
Yeah. Millie's life. Am getting my passport, but am too old to move to another country. I say no. No, you're never too old. Never too old. The challenges are just different with different age categories.
Even after 65, the rules here are different. Like they already had that rule that 65 you didn't have to do language tests, and right, they gave you an in.
Yep. David Aaron, there are so many beautiful Soviet fairy tale videos, very interesting and funny. I saw even in Czech Republic. Cans and foods are needed for canning. Did you sell all your stuff before immigrating to Russia? Yes, we did. Everything that didn't fit into 28 suitcases that we have. We do have an old clunker of a motorhome still in Canada with a handful of things in it. Some pots and pans, maybe. Whatever it needed to drive. But other than that, everything's gone. During the Soviet era, it was actually very common helping out strangers. The Soviet society was a very advanced thing compared to today's Russia. Very interesting. Have you ever been to New Brunswick, Fredericton? I studied there for 1.5 years. Yes, we were there. We have driven. I have not been to Newfoundland, but we have been through PEI, New Brunswick, Nova Scotia, all the provinces. Yeah.
We have never been up to the territories.
Territories, no.
And we've never been to Newfoundland.
That's right. Everything else we've been to. Obviously not every road. But Alexander, hey, sorry if there was this question previously. Heating in the house will be electric. If yes, it will cost more money than, for example, gas. Gas is not available here right now. We actually have been given by another good friend of ours a wood boiler. So it'll be big enough for this house. So this year we'll use it. Next year I'm hoping to have something bigger because I would like to heat a workshop and possibly greenhouse as well. But for this year we're going to set that up. And it'll be outside, so we'll burn wood in it, and then it'll heat the house. We will have hot water heat then in radiators for the upstairs, in-floor heat here on the main floor. And there may be, like we're talking by the front door, something might have an electric heater as well. What is your favorite part about the Russian language, if any? Well, rolling R's is easy for me. A lot of words are similar to Dutch, so
which is
that helps out too.
You should have taught me Dutch too.
I should have.
Yeah.
According to my observations, the longer you stay here in Russia, the more realistic you look. Maybe it's just my imagination. Did we look like cartoon characters before, or what do you mean?
We're probably less stressed looking.
Maybe, yeah, maybe. Roman Street, the most delicious cheese in chocolate, cottage cheese with vanilla. Interesting. Millie's life. I am 65. That doesn't matter.
Yeah.
That is not.
You've
never
still
too
got lots of years to live.
Yeah. I hope to live till I'm 80 or 90. I had 3 of my grandparents live till their mid 90s. So I mean, 65. You're still pretty young. You got 30 years to go. How do you get the internet there? We have it on our mobile phones. That's all we have for internet. Soviet cartoons are good for children, except for one. Similar to American cartoons like Tom and Jerry. Millie's life. I can still work and I am strong. Amen. Zumba family. Hey, hello. Do you miss Canada land? Canada land. Why Canada land?
Like the land of Canada.
Oh, land of Canada. Well, we miss certain things, of course. Like I mentioned before, I miss the ease of shopping. There's certain stores that I really liked, and I don't have them here. and I'm more or less forced to do online shopping, which I've never liked. My wife doesn't mind online shopping, but I don't care for it. I like to actually go into the store and pick up tools and look at them. So
See, it's so funny, and I'm the opposite. I'd rather just get what I want.
I've always been social that way. I mean,
What I actually don't like is that they have all these drop spots, right? Well, I do like it in a roundabout way because, like, it's kind of convenient. But on the flip side, I don't like it because I'd rather it come to my door. I'm like,
you could probably arrange that, I imagine. But
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know. I don't think they have that here. That you would just do it in the mail, I think.
Mm-hmm. Nana Countryside Acres Homestead. Aaron, do they not allow homesteads to have that huge propane? Oop, this thing's moving around. Gas tanks in your compound? I don't know. Probably, but I was told propane is not. It's still, in my opinion, still very cheap compared to Canada, but it's not as cheap as. I don't know. Somebody told me it wouldn't work as well. I'm not sure why not. Again, I just kind of run on faith. I can't answer every question. It's hard to figure out answers sometimes. We had a house before in Canada that ran only on propane. They came and filled the tanks, and that's how we heated our house. Worked out just fine. We did have wood backup in that house as well. But okay, we're going to have to wrap this up, I guess. Aaron, Anneesa, have you tried any of the Russian milk products? Kefir, well, we've drank kefir in Canada before. I don't know what the other one is. Ryzhenka?
No,
You know what that is? What are your thoughts? Does the taste of Russian milk differ from that of Canada? Nah. The interesting thing here, though, you buy 6% milk, and the highest I think I've ever seen in Canada is 3, isn't it?
Yeah.
I don't think I've ever seen 6%.
Well, it goes up to 6, so it's anywhere between 3
Here.
point something to 6 point something here.
Right.
Yeah.
I think I've seen 1% here, too.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, it would be.
But in Canada, 3% is our
I
highest,
think
is it
so.
not?
That's the homogenized. I think it's 3%. Yeah.
The other interesting thing is that milk price is actually not that different. It's fairly comparable between countries versus eggs. Like eggs here are dirt cheap compared to Canada. And the loaf of bread, like we discussed a little while ago, so some of those things are interesting, price-wise. Mute told my kids I'm living to 97 just so I can drive them crazy. There you go. Millie's life, hope to see you in the future. Blessings. Thank you. Roman, neighbors of apples, plums can give, but they say the harvest is not very good. Well, there's been an abundance of apples here, I believe, because people keep dropping them off. We get bags of apples.
Our kids love apples.
Alexis, you are doing really great. Happy and relaxed. God bless your family. Thank you very much.
That's one thing that I noticed. The whole family relaxed once we got the farm. We're in our element.
Nana, what's the current state of the house since videos are mostly pre-recorded? Well, as I forget his name now, Vlad mentioned, we bought paint today. So, there's your hint. Do you plan to put your children in some sports? No. Not that we're opposed to sports. Our oldest children were involved in town league soccer when they were younger, but we just don't see the need for it, I guess. It's a lot of extra running around, a lot of extra money, a lot of extra stress. It's not like they need the exercise to get enough of that. It's socialization with other kids that can be nice, but we found even that in the younger kids is all right, but in the older kids, a lot of people are very mouthy and say things they shouldn't say or are very inappropriate. And that, again, is just all poor influence. That's there. Here might be totally different. I would think most of those sports things, though, would have to be in the city, which once we're living here full-time would be a long drive.
I have thought about putting them in, like, music.
Yeah, we've talked about that before.
Or, like...
even learning instruments,
Yeah, like music or, I don't know, even a dance lesson, like ballet or something like that. But I don't know. Is there a need for it?
Not really. No.
They could learn it on an online course too.
Yeah. Tad Nees noses. Hello. Are the trees already changing color? Yes, they are. Is it getting colder already? Yes, it is. Just starting, actually. Rucksack. Similar to Dutch. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, rucksack. Yeah, there's a lot of words that are very similar to Jane, the carbon tax is going up again in Canada, and it's made everything so ridiculously expensive. Oh, yeah, but it's saving the planet. You know it is. All that money Trudeau's taking that, and he's saving the planet. That's sarcasm, in case you haven't. Rise of Leopold the Cat, I like it as a child. I love to watch it now. I'm 50. Anonymous Stranger. Oh, what's this other one here? Prishenka is baked yogurt drink. Baked. Oh, yeah. We've seen that one. It's it looks like it's in a milk jug, but it's browned. I don't know if I've actually tried it. When we did the tour of the dairy plant, they sent us home with some too. Anonymous stranger, propane tank gas holder would work, of course, but it's comparable with electricity by price. Okay, so maybe that was the reason not to do it. Yeah. Poutine, if you're looking for a cheap... Oh, and I think the other thing is that you had to buy the large tank, where in Canada, a lot of times that's a rental. When you buy propane from a company, they supply the tank. I think maybe, if I remember correctly now, I had to buy that tank, which was going to be a large upfront cost. And then if we're eventually going to get switched over to natural gas, then what am I going to do with the tank then? If you're looking for a cheap wood stove backup option, you can buy a 55-gallon barrel kit online with the hearth legs and doors for like $40. Okay.
Okay, we need to go.
Yeah, we should. Anneesa, you picked the right time to leave Canada. With some of the new laws Liberals are pushing through, it's getting very scary here. I feel like we are in danger. I think you are in danger, especially if you have children, because they are coming for your children. And that is why we left. If I didn't have children, if we didn't have children, we would have stayed. We left for their future. Millie's Life, you guys are awesome. I miss old family values. Thank you. Nikolai, that you look tired. I understand it's hard. You need to rest. Well, it's getting pretty late. I don't know what time of day is it. 10:47. Now I'm due for sleep. My thoughts, well, soccer is mostly the major entertainment in rural Russia. City kids could be into sports too, but countryside kids usually take a lead. More exercise, probably.
Yeah, our kids get lots of exercise, that's for sure, compared to other people's.
Peter the Great brought a lot of Dutch words in the Russian language, yes. That's even where the flag comes from, I've been told. Somebody can say I'm wrong, that's fine. I don't mind being re-educated. But I was told that Russia didn't actually have a flag. And when he purchased a fleet from the Dutch builders, they wanted to know what flag they wanted on it. And so they flew the Dutch flag on it when he got here. And he liked it and just changed it a little bit. And so it's very similar to flag. Maybe I got the history wrong, but that's what I heard. Craig, what's people's actual opinion of Putin? I'd actually like to see a Russian public debate about the guy, what he's done with the economy, good, bad, etc. British news is very biased. Well, I can tell you in 8 months that I've lived here, I said this earlier in the live already, so you can fact check me. But in the 8 months that we have lived here, I have not heard one single person in this country say anything bad about Putin. And they're not online, they're not on video. This is private conversations. Not one person has said anything bad about him. Everyone I've talked to, and then I try to get deeper into the conversation, they all acknowledge that this country turned around because of Putin. Obviously, Putin has a team of people behind him. It's not, he's not by himself. They're very happy with the government and with the direction things are going here. All right, let's call her a night because I am exhausted. Education is free in Russia, yes.
All right.
They are the greatest migrants in my country. Oh, thank you very much.
Thank you. We are human.
Yes, we are. We have many flaws too. We just don't show them. Well, I don't. I'm perfect. But I mean, she's got a handful of them.
No, but we are flawed humans. We're not perfect, so please don't ever think that we won't make mistakes. And
one day you're gonna
you might be disappointed in us.
Yeah,
and I
don't be.
Yeah.
Prepare yourself.
We're not perfect.
Yep. All right. God bless you guys. We appreciate every single one of you, and look forward to continuing this on. Stay tuned for more videos coming this week. Any spoilers? Anything?
You already gave the spoiler.
I'm bad for that. All right. Take care, guys. Good night.